Sydney, it's been too long. We're delighted to be back down under in this great sporting nation. 24 athletes from around the globe have descended upon this beautiful city to continue their fighting journeys, with two battling for UFC gold. It's UFC 293, Adesanya versus Strickland. The stage is all set for the official UFC 293 weigh-ins to begin. There's about 10 minutes before some of the finest fighters in the world step on the scale. Welcome to the weigh-in show. John Gooden here, delighted to be joined by Hall of Famer Daniel Cormier, the first Australian New Zealand champ over here, Robert Whittaker, and making history. It is the record breaker, Laura Sanko, doing her big pay-per-view debut this weekend.
Yeah.
Congratulations to you. I got a little information for everyone at home and you guys. I've just been told that Israel Adesanya is already in queue, first in line to weigh in, and 15 of the 24 fighters are also ready to hit the scale. Robert, the last time I did this, you did this as well, back in Perth. Good to see you. How's things?
It's good, mate. It's good. It was so much fun the first time. I thought I'd jump back on.
Well, we're pleased to have you. And what's been going on since we last saw you?
Yeah, well, I've had to take some time away from the game, just working some kinks from the last fight. You know, congratulations to Drickus, but it is what it is. Going to work on. You know, my craft a little bit more, see how the chips fare this weekend with Sean and Izzy, and yeah, hope to get back in there soon.
Very interested to hear your thoughts on that matchup. Well, of course, we're going to dive into it. DC, how's things?
I mean, look at me.
Look at him.
I'm classy. Look at how classy I am when I come to Australia. I cross my legs. But you know what annoys me more than anything? When a guy's like really good at fighting and then he comes up here and goes, well, I'm just going to work on my craft. You're already like one of the greatest middleweights of all time. It's like, when is enough, Rob? I mean, your face is beautiful. You don't drink milk, so you got an 8-pack.
No.
What more do you want, my guy?
We spoke about it before. After the last fight, the milk's back.
Milk's back.
It's back in the diet. You know, I cut milk out from your coffee's last fight. That's what he's bringing up.
You cut milk out? Why?
Yeah,
he told me
I drink my coffee black. You know what I mean?
He told me if you stop drinking coffee, you stop drinking milk.
There's a little bit of extra calories there that I didn't need, but things didn't go the way they should have, so the milk's back.
Well, you know what's best for me?
Cream.
What's best for me is Rob kind of looks like another black guy, but he's just light enough to where I'm safe. You know what I'm saying? He's just light enough to where I'm still safe, you know?
Have you had the coffee over here, DC?
No.
Oh, you've got to have the
terrible
coffee.
coffee.
What are you talking about?
It
Are
ain't
you insane?
It ain't American coffee. It's terrible coffee. I turn my nose up at Australian
The coffee here is supreme. It is supreme.
No, I haven't. I haven't even tried it.
What makes American coffee?
It's just
What makes it American though?
No, American people make American coffee.
We don't even grow coffee in America. No, we don't. No, we don't. We don't have any coffee in America. I'm a farmer. I know these things.
Laura, I know there is a bean. We produce beans in Louisiana.
Soybeans,
community
DC.
coffee.
Soybeans.
Hey, look it up. Community coffee, planted, raised, all in Louisiana. The best coffee ever.
Is it?
It's tremendous.
Is it the only coffee you drink?
It's the only coffee I drink.
He's got bags of it. He brings it in.
Listen, I'll believe you, but I can assure you that most of the beans grown in America are soybeans. They're not
Are they
coffee
terrible?
beans.
Are they just terrible beans?
Do you like
What do you
soy?
mean? I don't know. Good coffee comes from Hawaii or Colombia or Ethiopia.
Colombia.
Yeah.
Ethiopian coffee.
It's
No, you're just
incredible.
making stuff up.
I'm telling you, look it up. Look it up. I'll stand
In
by that.
Louisiana, apparently.
Laura
Yes,
Sanko.
yes.
You have a big weekend ahead.
Oh, I do, yeah.
Are you ready?
Oh, I'm so ready. I'm
Of course
so
you
ready.
are.
I
Of course you are.
That's how I got here, by overdoing everything I do.
crazy.
So, yeah, I mean, DC knows.
It's like so annoying. It's like if Laura prepares 24 hours for a fight night, or no, that's the Contender Series. 24 hours for the Contender Series, 2 days for a fight night. She's been calling me for the last month about this pay-per-view. What do you think about this guy? I was like, Laura, there's a real possibility that so many of these people will not be fighting on fight night. People will get hurt. She's like, oh, I've done so much research on, what's his name? What is it?
Landon Mate,
Brilliant.
they're laughing at me because I was struggling to learn his name.
Well, you've been practicing it for the last 30 minutes, and you got it.
Well, you had such a big deal about me calling him Landon.
Yeah, I don't. That's not. You don't know him.
Yeah, but
you don't call somebody by their first name if you don't know him.
Rob can say what Rob wants to say.
What is that, Mr. Quinones?
I called you Robert Whitaker until I met you.
That's a you thing, but.
It's a real thing.
Isn't it?
I'll tell you what's a real thing. The fight cards.
Yes.
The fight cards. Should we have a little look? Should we set the table? Let's see what's going on, shall we? Let's pull up the prelims first. We've got 7 of them. Debut bangers Kevin Jousset. How'd you like that, Rob?
That's
Jousset. And Kiefer Crosby will be a fun one early. Shane Young is the first of 6 City Kickboxing representatives, followed by Blood Diamond, who draws Charles Radke. Over to the Aussies as Central Coast Jamie Malarkey gets the veteran John McDessie, who makes his 20th appearance for the UFC. Congrats to John. The leg-breaking man from Melbourne, Jack Jenkins, gets his 3rd fight of 2023 against Denver's Chepe Mariscal. And the featured bout is at 205 between the informed Kiwi Carlos Ulberg and South Korea's top prospect, Da Eun-jung. On to the fully loaded main card, please. And after 7 years on the road, Tyson Pedro gets a home game meeting Sweden's pleasure man, Anton Turkali, here in Sydney. Big boys Justin Taffer and Austin Lane will knuckle up to finally settle their score after a no contest earlier this year. Manel Cap upset the locals this week. He fights Felipe dos Santos. Then it's the super popular and super powerful Bam Bam Tuivasa against the towering Russian Alexander Volkov. And topping the card for the middleweight championship, Sean Strickland will try to topple middleweight king Israel Adesanya.
Yes.
What a fight, DC.
Massive fight for the middleweight division, and honestly one that you didn't really expect. Once Dracus won his last fight, you thought it would be Dracus du Plessis, but we find ourselves with Sean Strickland, a guy that has really been impressive on his run to a championship opportunity. But he is now facing Israel Adesanya, one of the greatest middleweights of all time. This is a very difficult fight for Sean Strickland. But Sean Strickland does believe that he has the style to beat Adesanya, but so many do. It will come down to whether or not Strickland can pressure effectively and not get countered by Israel Adesanya, who is, in my opinion, one of the greatest counter strikers the UFC's ever seen.
I would have said, before Sean's last fight, I would have said there isn't a hope in heck of him beating Israel Adesanya. But I saw something in his last fight, that awkward pressure, that resilience of the storm, of getting in his face, getting in that threat range and throwing just enough to hurt him and weather him down, in which case he won his last fight. And that style, I think, beats Adesanya, or at least puts him in the game, puts him in talks with him winning this fight.
You know, Sean's not going to beat Izzy in a kickboxing match, but he could beat him in a fight if he makes it a real fight. And to your point, Rob, I think he's an even better fighter having lost to Pereira as well, because I think Sean's the type of guy that has to learn by, trial and error, right?
Like the hard way.
And the hard way, exactly. And if that fight had not happened, I think he's taken a lot away from the fight. I think he's taken a lot away from training with Alex. And I don't think we're going to see an entirely different Sean. I don't know that he's capable of really switching up his game, but small adjustments in his defensive structures with that pressure, with that relentless pace, with the cardio to back it up, could make this a really interesting fight.
There's just so much danger in being the aggressor against Adesanya.
Oh. Yeah.
Right? There's just a lot of danger.
Rob on this.
There's just a lot of danger in that, right? Because it seems as though that would be the way, right? But when you're doing that, you're almost falling into the trap. And Robert fought him 2 times, right? And the first time, he was over-aggressive, and he got finished. Second time, he took his time, he was more patient. But Robert Whitaker has a lot of tools in the bag. Does Sean Strickland have that many tools to be able to fight him at that pace that puts pressure but keeps him just safe enough to where you're out of range of some of the stuff coming back in your direction? And he also needs to mix up the wrestling. I know he doesn't like to do it very often, but you got to give Adesanya many looks, because the moment you're just standing and striking with him, it can become a real issue.
Exactly, and on the back of that, I do think Adesanya would have to be the best counter striker in the game. He's just so elusive. He's so hard to get your hands on. And I know this firsthand. I'm pretty good at closing that distance and closing that range. Sean, though, he's taller than me, and he likes playing with his hands up. He likes playing that exactly as you were saying, that threatening range where he's just out of range of getting countered, but in range to threaten you, so that you're always on your back foot, you're always under pressure. And we've seen Sean do this before. We need to see him mix in that wrestling. We need to see him get Izzy's back to the fence and then start making it a dogfight, because he's got to start dictating the fight to where he wants it to go. Otherwise, Israel's going to just be creative and just play on the outside the entire time.
You know, Laura, I was thinking about this, and I wanted to kind of, in one of the 50 calls you gave me, I was wondering to myself, like, aloud, like, does Strickland hit hard enough, though? Because I feel like you got to hit Adesanya hard enough to gain some respect. Do you think Sean has that ability? Because I can't wrap my mind around it.
He doesn't have the same power that Rob does, but when you can hit accurately and then follow it up, I mean, the way that he knocked out Abus Magomedov wasn't a one hit. But when Sean starts to see the fight rolling downhill a certain way, he's really good at not overextending himself, and he's got the cardio to back up a really, really long assault that's just death by 1,000 paper cuts. I mean, that's the way he fights the entire time. It's almost like a Nate Diaz type, just this rhythm that is unrelenting. And the thing that sticks out to me about Sean's game that I think would be really difficult to face, he doesn't disengage and reset. Like a lot of times in fights, we have these exchanges and then someone disengages, they readjust, they L-step, they do whatever, and then they come back in and they engage again. Sean is just there and he never goes away. And it's really, really tough, I would think, to emulate that as well, to prepare for someone like Sean. He doesn't have a ton of tools, but the one he has is weird.
I know we have to move on, but like in all this, that's the worry. I promise you, all those things, if I'm Team Strickland and I'm preparing him, all those things are the worry.
170.3, the
Because
official
that
weight
would seem
for
to be danger for him.
Buffalo Charles
Strickland.
Radke.
Charles Radke making his UFC debut. I can't think of a better nickname, quite frankly, than Chuck Buffalo.
It's a good one.
All right, next fighter
I can't wait to yell that. If he
One
wins,
half
I'll
of
do
the
it, of
feature
course, after
prelim live on
Anik. Let him
ESPN
take the
News
lead
in
on
the
that
light
one.
heavyweight division, Da Woon Jung.
So here comes Da Jung. He's addressed everything this camp, apparently. Overall professionalism towards training, nutrition, recovery. Said to Korean media that he's been fighting with his heart, not his head. But he aims to change that this weekend. Be a little bit more calm. Pitches have frozen there for a second. So we'll come back to Da Jung. But yeah, he's got a big fight against him, against Ulberg. But a good opportunity to steal a little thunder as well.
That's an interesting matchup, actually.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. Well, Ulberg seems to have it going right now.
That left hook, man.
He does. He's fine.
All right, next fighter to the stage, competing in the featherweight division and repping Melbourne for Jack Jenkins.
Hey, what's up, guys? Austin Lane. Glad to be here in Australia. Take care of some unfinished.
Austin Lane looks different than I remember him.
That's not, I'll tell you one thing, that's not Austin Lane. Austin Lane is black,
He's lost a lot
bro.
of weight. Dude's been trimming.
This is Jack Jenkins, who honestly is one of the more promising young fighters in the UFC. And
145.85.
145.8 for Jack Jenkins. And for as much as Jack Jenkins can fight, and as much as I don't like Australian coffee, I do like Australians because Jack Jenkins has hooked me up with guys that can get me on all the best golf courses in Sydney. So Jack Jenkins, a fan of, I'm a fan
Right,
of
next
his.
fighter
have
to
to
the
jump in on
scale,
something.
competing
So what he was
live
gonna
on
say in
pay-per-view
that
and making
little
his UFC
pop-up
debut
there,
in the flyweight
apparently he
division,
took a call this
Felipe
week.
Dos Santos.
From the golf course. Now, he said Justin Gaethje's allowed back, but perhaps you should carry on playing
Maybe
your
not,
golf
DC.
back in the States.
Oh, my goodness.
That's what they said to
This young man,
Jenkins.
sorry, John, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but this young man right here is facing the opportunity of a lifetime. 2 weeks ago, he was supposed to be fighting on Dana White's Contender Series. His opponent at flyweight, mind you, misses weight by 10 pounds.
125.4, the official weight for Libertona, Felipe Dos Santos.
To do that because he weighed in not 2 weeks ago, and that's really, really tough to make weight twice that close in succession. But
He's
point
also
is,
like 22 years old.
He's 22 years old, and when you watch him
All right,
fight,
next fighter
he's
to
like
the
a
scale,
young,
making his
rough
UFC debut
Oliveira.
as well,
Oh,
competing
wow.
in the
Yeah.
lightweight division,
Yeah.
Landon Quinones.
Landon Quinones.
Nailed it.
There we go.
I've been practicing this all day. He tough debut getting into the octagon to, oh my God, I'm falling apart. This is his debut. He was in the tough house, had a tough loss against Jason Knight. looking to get his first win in the UFC this weekend.
155 3/4, the official weight for Landon Quinones.
He's an intense guy, too.
He is.
He's
Looks
super
intense.
intense.
He was.
Hope you find
fighter
out how
meetings.
hard I learned his name, how hard I worked on it.
Big stage for Quinones here after that tough experience.
All right, next fighter to hit the scale, competing on the pay-per-view main card in the heavyweight division out of Brisbane, Australia, Justin Badman Taffa.
I'm so happy they rescheduled this fight.
Yeah.
This fight went underway but was called a no contest due to an eye poke. I feel like Justin Taffa's evolution in the game has just been so fun to watch. He reminds me so much of Mark Hunt. He said Mark Hunt's always been a big inspiration to him, and through his career, you just see he's always had the power, but he's starting to really set up and sit on his shots.
265.2, the official weight for Justin Taffa.
Some of those walk-off knockouts are just
That's
insane.
a full-on heavyweight, too. Look
Yeah.
at that. 265.2.
That boy can hit.
That's
Yes,
a
he can.
big dude
And his
right
brother
there.
got a good
All right,
win
next
in
fighter to
Singapore
the
as
scale,
well recently.
competing in a
boys have
lightweight
power.
prelim and
Tough
representing
guy.
Central Coast, Jamie Malarkey.
Malarkey getting in there, fighting out of Central Coast with Ross Pearson. He's got a tough order this weekend. He's fighting a veteran of the game in McDessie. He's such a resilient, well-rounded fighter. He's so much fun to watch.
I watched Jamie Malarkey fight in his UFC
Jamie, the
debut.
hooligan Malarkey here. I know you guys know me as a hooligan and a fight of the night guy. I'm looking to make it a performance bonus this Sunday, so tune in and watch me get this knockout.
In his debut, he won a performance bonus. It was such a crazy fight, and his nickname really does fit him. This guy's good. He's tough.
Yeah, Rob nailed it when he said he's fun. He's so much fun to watch.
155.35, the official weight for Jamie Malarkey.
You can see it, yeah.
You can tell the Central Coast boys are different.
He said he didn't go to freestyle this time. Alexander Volkanovski's camp. That's a bit more of a grapple-heavy gym, he said. So he
All
stayed
right, next
at
fighter
home,
to the stage is
with
his
Ross.
opponent,
Worked on a lot of
John
fundamentals.
McDessie.
Excited to see what he brings.
John McDessie is fighting in the UFC for the 20th time. And
The bull.
It's easy to forget how long this guy's been around. And some of the fights that he's had inside the octagon. He has shared the octagon with some of the best fighters in his division.
155.1, the official weight for John McDessie.
155.1, and he's made some changes to his training camp. He said he had to really step outside of himself
All right, next
to find
fighter
a
to
place
the
that
scale,
works for
charged
him.
with kicking
He
off
has
the
done that
pay-per-view
now
main
at
card,
Fight
the
Ready,
light
and he's very
heavyweight
confident
division,
going into the fight this
Anton
weekend.
Turkalj.
Do you guys know who Zlatan Ibrahimovic is? Legendary
Yeah, I know
football
exactly
player.
who he
yeah,
is.
yeah,
Yeah,
you do.
yeah.
You know.
Do you?
Yeah. Anyway, he is like a world-class footballer, super arrogant, but he gets away with it because he delivers. He wants to be the Zlatan of MMA. Now, you obviously need to put in the results for that, but he earned a 50K bonus last time out. He's invested in himself. He went to visit the All-Stars, training with Hamzat, did a camp with Özdemir, Gustafsson.
205.35, the official weight for
205.3. So he's been
Anton
around
Turkalj.
a lot of good guys, but he's got a big.
Hey, I saw Zoltan in the airport in Los Angeles. He went to play for the LA
He was
Galaxy,
over here,
didn't he?
Zlatan, yes.
Yep, that's exact. I met that
Big
guy.
star, man. He's a big star.
Zlatan.
All right,
Zlatan.
next man up, competing
He was
in the
old,
UFC's
though.
welterweight
Messi's
division
still
and
rocking
making
and
his
rolling
debut
right
here
now.
on
Yes, he
Sunday.
is.
MLS is the best
Kevin
league in the world.
Jousset.
Come on now. Did you say that with a straight face? Good Lord.
Kevin Jousset, back to the task, guys. Kevin Jousset weighing in. This is a guy who, when you listen to anybody at City Kickboxing, they have been talking about the name Kevin Jousset for a lot of years now. And when you watch the fight, it makes a lot of sense because this young man is so put together in the striking area. You understand where he trains the second that you watch him fight. 170.5 for Kevin Jousset. Judo black belt, been at CKB for 4 years now. And what's really cool, 6 years ago, he wrote down a goal to be in the UFC by 2023.
Nice.
And this weekend, ticks that box.
Kevin Jousset said that he was the worst fighter in City Kickboxing. Now he's worked his way up to here. The next guy that's going to
All right,
weigh
next
in.
athlete to the stage, also competing in a welterweight prelim, Blood Diamond.
Blood Diamond, another guy that's a high-level kickboxer, but Blood Diamond had a lot of hype. He has not been able to live up to that hype. I remember his UFC debut. We were all on him for having so many kickboxing fights, his ability to stand and strike, and he hasn't had the chance to show what he can do inside the octagon. He feels like he has been away for long enough now
170 1/4, the official weight for Blood Diamond.
He's been away for a while, and in that time, he's improved in the areas that he needed to give himself a chance.
All right, next fighter
It
to
doesn't
the
guarantee
stage.
anything, but
Black
at least
Jag
he
is in the
feels
building. One
now
half
he'll
of
have
the
a chance.
featured prelim live on ESPN
Carlos
News at
Ulberg,
light heavyweight.
another
Carlos
CKB
Ulberg.
boy. You can see he's really found his footing in the game. He had a bit of a rocky start, but he has just continued to evolve and really find a home for that check left hook. He's used it to such great effectiveness in his last few fights, and I'm sure he looks to do it again this weekend.
204.7,
Seems like a real student of the game
official
as
weight
well.
for
Studies
Carlos
everyone
Ulberg.
at middleweights. Yeah, and if he wins this weekend,
Right, next athlete
he
to the
would be
scale, the
the
other
most
half of the
informed guy
pay-per-view
at light
main
heavyweights,
card
which
opener,
is
also in
pretty
the light
crazy.
heavyweight division, Tyson Pedro.
Tyson Pedro, really cool to see the pop that he got at the presser yesterday. Super frustrating outcome last time he fought, actually had stomach flu during that fight. So he wants to get it back out here, be in his normal form. And the reality is that when Tyson Pedro is on, he can compete with the best of the guys in this division. You've seen it happen time and time again, the leg kicks.
In the featherweight division,
it's just a matter of him being dialed in and being on. Gabriel Miranda, man, this guy is so wild, so much fun to watch. Really hard to find tape on, actually. But
you found it.
I found a little bit, and I didn't find enough. 100% finish rate. That's really all I need to tell you. And 15 of the 16 wins.
The official weight for Gabriel Miranda.
15 of the 16 wins, all by submission. This guy comes in, looks to take you down, looks to tie you up. And 9 times out of 10, he's getting it done. I'm really, really excited for him.
That mustache,
I know.
that fits in well with the Sydney
Sure
hipsters.
does.
All right, looks like we're going to have more than the towel.
All right, next fighter to the scale, competing in the lightweight division,
For
Nasrat Hakparast.
Been away a year now. He was actually supposed to fight Jamie Malarkey back when we visited Perth earlier this year. Was then set to fight my teammate actually in Paris, but got rescheduled with Landon Quinones. Already has 10 UFC fights under his belt now, so plenty of experience. He's been coached by the likes of Rafael Cordero,
the official weight
Faraz
for
Zahabi as well.
Hakparast.
Based in Morocco. But the one thing, I mean, I'm a big fan of Nasrat. Came to the UFC when he was really young, in his early 20s, when he was back training in Germany, but lacking the consistency these days. So it'd be good to see him put together some wins and really realise his potential.
Guy hits like a truck.
Fun fights as well.
Oh, always, always.
All right, next fighter to the stage, competing live on pay-per-view in the heavyweight division, Austin Lane.
Hey, what's up, guys? Austin Lane. Glad to be here in Australia, taking care of some unfinished business. Laura Sanko, congratulations on your very first commentary gig on a pay-per-view. I'm sure you remember me from Dana White's Contender Series. We talked about cheeseburgers, and at the very end, we had those magic words of Duval.
That's right. Duval, I remember that. That was a great moment. Man, that's really kind of him to shout me out like that. But Austin Lane, I'm excited to see him back in this fight, man. This is a fight that had to happen again. And the evolution that we have seen in Austin Lane from his time on the Contender Series to this moment, absolutely huge.
Very good. Well, we've got a lot to talk about here. Of course, the big focus is the two men at the top of the pay-per-view. On the poster, let's take a closer look at the two men in our main event.
Izzy is whoever his pain is, you know? Yeah, no, as far as a kickboxer, man, Izzy's one of the best. But as far as man goes, lacks all spine.
Oh, that's it. That's it. Sean Strickland. That's his best performance yet.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he can say whatever he wants, sticks and stones or whatever, but I really break bones. So I'm gonna go in there and f this guy up. That's it.
Israel Adesanya out cold.
It's not really about him, it's more about me. I wanted to fight this close to home. I haven't fought this close to home since 2019. And yes, it's the greatest prize in sports, and I'm giving him hope, but it's false hope. And false hope is a killer of men.
I'm telling you, like mentally, I'm trying to put myself in the mindset of like, you need to be ready to die for this. And if I could get that mindset, if I could get to that place where this is the only thing that matters, it's gonna be a good fight for me.
So we did have a technical difficulty here at 4 p.m. local. Israel Adesanya was the first on the scale. Here are pictures of that moment.
The champ steps on the scale first.
184.8.
There you go.
The official weight for the champion, Israel
184.8.
Adesanya.
I was like, wait, did Adesanya weigh in?
Yeah,
the internet was down. Yeah, the internet was down at the hotel.
He looks a little bit sucked out, but not too bad.
He never looks too bad on the scale,
Yeah.
right? You can tell that he cut some weight, but he never looks like he's
energy
just
is
drawn
always
out.
there.
The energy level's always
Yeah.
still high.
Always
Yeah.
intense.
Well, we're going to find out how his energy levels are because he's joining us right now. Very pleased to welcome in the champ, Israel Adesanya. Israel, are you with us? There he is. How we going, my man?
Loud and clear, loud and clear. We're very well. We just finished weighing in and, yeah, ready to go.
Nice one. Now, given the relative proximity to home, like how much smoother has this fight week been for you?
It's always pretty smooth. I have a lot of smart people, smarter people than myself around me in each department. So shout out to Jordy from the Fight Dietitian. He's just made this effortless. And also with my genetic specimen that I am, I'm able to just sweat it out and get it done like a professional.
Of course, of course. Now I'm going to get straight into it, Israel. Yesterday, it was an observation, personal observation, I might be wrong, but it felt like you were biting your tongue a little bit with some of the backwards and forwards with, of course, Sean Strickland. Am I accurate in that?
Yes. I could have gone deep. I could have stooped to his level, could have gone low, I could have gone limbo, could have gone deep on the whole neo-Nazi stuff, him killing a dog, all this kind of stuff. But I was like, there's no point. Like, I'm glad, again, I have smarter people than myself around me because I knew what I wanted to do, but I got reassurance from my coaches that it doesn't matter what happens there. All that matters is the fight. And he knows he's outgunned and outmanned in this one, so he's going to try and stoop low, and he went deep. And the worst thing he did was bring up my dead homie. And I'm going to go John Wick on this man.
It seemed like John said you were saving energy. Was that purpose, like I have to save my energy, even in hearing him bring up your dead friend, not going to that level where you start to yell and scream, knowing that, hey, on Sunday we get to handle this?
Nah, it's not about energy. I got gas for days, but wasting my breath, that's what it is. And like I said, when you argue with a fool, no one can tell who's who, and he's a professional fool. You see, he pandered to the crowd, wore the T-shirt like a politician, and wouldn't even, you know how a square off goes, a stare down goes. He could not just handle it. But tonight, or this evening, I'm gonna get a proper stare down. I'm gonna make him feel me.
I actually saw that. I noticed that when you guys went to the middle, he was almost looking away from you, and then they finally said, okay, we'll give you guys a stare down. Izzy, this is a little longer between weigh-ins. Oh, I'm sorry, go ahead, champ. Go ahead, champ.
Or not, same thing. I just wanted to experience that, feel that feeling, and then I put the belt down and he just turned away. That's my time, guys. Thank you. You've been wonderful. Classic politician, and I don't blame him for it. He knew that was his tactic. It failed, fell on deaf ears. It was very underwhelming, so now it's time to overwhelm him.
Like I was saying, champ, it's a little longer between the weigh-in and the actual fight today. I mean, normally you'd be fighting tomorrow night. It's Friday afternoon. How are you going to handle the extra time as you get ready to defend your championship belt again?
It was cutting and lagging, but I kind of got the question you said. Yeah, we got extra time. Fuck. Yeah. When I step up in that octagon, he's gonna see me in a different size because I've been working with my coach Abiola Beckley from Base Benefit, and he's put on some mass, some muscle on me, some lean shit. So yeah, when it's time to move, I'm gonna be explosive, I'm gonna be sharp, and I'm gonna be deadly.
Izzy, Sean is a guy who typically weighs in pretty early, but we haven't seen him hit the scales yet. Is there any remote concern in the back of your mind at all about him not having weighed in yet?
Nope. Nope. I think he's a professional. He'll make weight. Maybe jet lag or something was struggling with him. Again, he's never traveled out of America before. He's blessed by me to be able to get his first passport, to travel out the country, to fight out the country. And yeah, you guys were there, Fight Island. I had to fight at 8 a.m. and 2 a.m. there's a fucking F1 rally thing going around. I've been doing this for years. I'm a professional. I've fought around the world on different fucking continents, different countries for years, and I know how to handle this. So it's not for the faint-hearted. And I don't think he's faint-hearted, but he might have bitten off more than he could chew. He definitely did when he fucked with me.
You talked a lot this week about your work with Craig Jones. If you had to put a % chance on it that you are the one who initiates some sort of grappling exchange between you and Sean, what are the % chances there that we're going to see it?
Good question. To be honest, I'll tell you, I don't know. I'll express when I'm in there. But yeah, I like that analogy, like you said. I saw somewhere by me being a jazz artist, a musician, he being a metal guy. You know, I fought even like Tool, Numa. That's my jam lately. I ride to war on that shit. But jazz right now, Benny Bailey, Mirrors, that's my shit. So yeah, I wanna express. But we'll see.
All right, feel it in the moment. Thank you, champ. I appreciate it.
And before we let you go, I'm not sure if I said off the top, Israel, so congratulations for making weight again, like another title fight, just so many now. You have something in store for Strickland once you've done your business, I understand. Can you tease what you might have in store for us?
I mean, I'm a man of my words, so I always keep my word, but we'll see. Again, patience. I practice patience all week. I've had my fun, and yeah, now it's time for you guys to practice patience.
Okay, we'll be patient for you, champ. Thank you very much for joining us. Congratulations once again on making weight, and we can't wait to see you do your thing on the weekend.
Shisha, thank you.
Thank you. Well done, Israel Adesanya. All right. Here's a side-by-side where we look at Strickland and Israel. 16 finishes for 15. We see the volume there from Sean Strickland. Better striking defense, and I'm sure that he's going to need it to lean on that. And, of course, the takedown defense of Israel Adesanya. Will we see Sean Strickland trying to drag this fight down to the mat? Seems like a smart option. I'll be asking DC all about that a little later. Here's Chepe Marcial.
Yeah, Chepe.
Weighing in, little snarl as well.
Oh, always, always. The man is 1-0 in the UFC, and that one fight tells you all you need to know about the way that he fights. He and Trevor Peek had an absolutely crazy fight. It was 10 days notice for him, up a weight class. I'm very excited to see what Chepe brings when he's got a full camp and an opponent he's known about. If he can do that on late notice, then whew.
We shall see. We've got another special guest now. Time to welcome in Western Sydney's own Tyson Pedro. Tyson, how's it going?
Yeah, good. Thank you for having me on.
No, pleasure. Glad that you can join us. Congratulations for making weight. Now, we spoke a little earlier in the week, but I'd like for you to share it with my friends here and those at home. Can you give us a sense of the sacrifice you've been through this camp, Tyson? Because I feel like you're a bit of a coiled spring.
It broke up a lot there, brother. I'm guessing it sounded like you asked about sacrifices at camp.
That's exactly what I was on.
Yeah, for sure. This one's been pretty full on, you know. Definitely after my last fight, I really dug deep into this camp. So pre-camp went pretty hard, and then I've been away from my family for 9 weeks. I just want to get in, and this is the first time I want to hurt someone. I don't know. Something about the pleasure man rubs me the wrong way.
All right. Well, we'll find out all about that. West Sydney, for us internationals, what is so special about Western Sydney? Because it seems to be a thing.
Tattoo buses from there and the Penrith Panthers. No, it's. I think it's a bit of a culture. You know, it used to be that people didn't really like being from Western Sydney. It was more like the city, and you know, I don't know if you want to say that we're looked down on, but now that there's so many successful athletes, successful businessmen and stuff that are coming out of Western Sydney, it's now sort of like a cool thing now to be from outside in the area. So. It's cool to be part of that, I think.
Tyson, facing a wild guy like Anton, what's the approach? Are you going to get right in his face, or are you going to allow him to sort of bring that wild fight to you? And good on you, by the way, for navigating the nickname. I had a hard time with that on Contender Series.
Yeah, sorry, I only got like 3 words of that, Lauren.
I was asking your approach to the fight with Anton.
Can you go again?
Yeah, I was just going to say, what's your approach to the fight with Anton? He's such a wild guy.
Yeah, he has like a very unorthodox striking style, and you know, I think it's going to be good if he tries to run in on me like that. I think the biggest thing is just controlling myself, making sure that I've got myself under control, because it's just about bringing my best self. You know, the distancing, he looks like he rushes in a lot. I'd love for him to do that, but man, I don't know. There was something about him that I really didn't like. It's the first opponent that I haven't liked. Every opponent, I'm sure I'll still have a beer with him afterwards. I'm always happy to have a drink with my opponents afterwards, but something just didn't sit well with me.
It's his face. It was like Justin Gaethje. It's Justin Gaethje and Michael. Justin Gaethje told Michael Chandler the same thing. Look at his stupid face when he was sitting on set with us one time. It's his face. Like, you have a problem with his face. Let me ask you this question, Tyson. When you came back from the long break, you had 2 great performances. In the last one, you didn't fight to your potential. What do you think led to that? Were you a little nervous because it was a whole bunch of spotlight on you after you came back and had those 2 explosive wins? Yeah. Was it a little bit much to deal with, and this time you plan to get back on the right track?
No, I got gastro the night before, so I saw my baby the night before. She gave me gastro.
Really?
Because of that, I'm not. My family's not coming to the fight week. I'm staying away from Fighters Hotel. I've tried to change up a little bit of stuff because of that. But yeah, I was still. I didn't sleep. I was still explosive, vomiting at 7 a.m. when the buses picked me up. Couldn't warm up, but I was like, fuck it, let's go have a fight. I'm here anyway, so you know that sort of stuff happens. It is what it is, and. You know what it was? I heard this new album. A guy named AJ Tracy came out, and it was called Flu Game, and I was like, oh man, that must be a sign. But yeah, next sign I saw was the hospital sign, so it didn't work out.
Hey Tyson, how are you, mate? I've got a question for you, mate. I understand you're a very mental guy. Man. Like, you're a very guy that he likes to get into a very good mental space before he fights. Has the sacrifice and the camp leading up to it and all the pressures of last fight, and then the sacrifices of not bringing your family to the fight and the changes, have they empowered you in a way? Are you using it to like fuel this fight?
I got mental pressures, bro, that I like that, and then all the back end of that I missed.
Oh, sorry, mate. I was saying, is the sacrifice of all the sacrifices that you've made in this last prep for this fight on the weekend and not having your family at the fight, are you using that to mentally propel yourself into this fight on Sunday?
Yeah, definitely. I feel like I've gone to a different level of darkness this one for sure, and it's all aimed at you, Anton. Yeah, even just cutting weight now. We had like this dark, like not dark, but like it was like warrior music going, and I could just feel it, you know, like, I don't know, I feel like this one's going to be violent. I want it to be anyway. I want that fight of the night. So he got one before, so I'm excited for this.
Thank you very much, Tyson. Good luck. Congrats on making weight. We look forward to seeing the mean version of Tyson Pedro. But I still want that nice walkout with all the smiles, because we missed that. All right. Here we go, Kiefer Crosby making his UFC debut. SBG Island fighter was getting ready to accept a phone call to Dana White's Contender Series. Got the contract offer, brings lots of experience. Super popular back in Ireland as well. This guy's earned everything.
170.85, the official weight for Kiefer Crosby.
And Conor McGregor bought some business class tickets for him and his boys to get him over here.
Not bad, not bad.
Yeah, there you go. He's been with Conor for the longest time. I've been seeing Kiefer for a long time.
First-time title challenger, Sean Strickland.
Oh, here we go.
They got the curtain for Sean Strickland.
The box.
Yep.
Are we still calling it the box of shame, or?
I mean, it don't matter how shame you are, as long as you hit that number.
That's right.
It don't matter.
Andy's got his hands up, DC.
As long as you get that number, they're like, man,
184.9, the official weight for Sean Strickland. And with that, your UFC middleweight championship main event.
Fight
UFC
is on.
293 is
184.9. So there he is.
I wish I could hear what he was saying.
Just handling the crowd as he has been all week, enjoying the moments. Relax, guys.
Sean Strickland does look in shape, man. He looks in all week, though. Even when he was training before cutting the weight, He looked to be in phenomenal shape, and I've heard some stories out of his camp that this dude trained hard.
He said coming off the Abus fight so quickly, like he's never really had too much of a turnaround like that before. He said going right into another
next
camp
fighter
really
to hit
helped
the
him.
scale, competing in a featherweight prelim, Shane Young.
Shane Young getting in here. He's in a hard position. He's in a tough position. Coming off, I think, 3 losses in a row. His back's against the wall, and he knows that. He's feeling it, I'm sure. But he wants to get in there. I love the way he fights. He goes in there very well balanced, but he goes in there looking for the finish. But he's in a hard position. I don't know whether this is going to play in his advantage because he has nothing to lose at this point. You know, he can be as free as he wants, or if it's going to, you know, work against him. It's going to work against him. The pressures of knowing that, you know, this could be his last fight. So he's going to get in there. He's still a young guy. He's going to get in there, and I'm looking forward to seeing what sort of animal he comes out.
I quite like his face-offs as well. You know, he's very passionate,
intense.
isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
149.75 for Shane Young.
149.
Wow.
3 3/4 pounds over
He's
the
a little
featherweight
heavy.
limit.
Yeah.
Oh, that's tough.
A little heavy.
They brought the box out though.
They did.
We will give you an update on that matchup and see how the commission deal with that a little later in the show. I believe that's the first time that Shen has ever missed weight.
It's just a matter of like how they want to fight. You know, who wants, if the guy wants to fight him, like it's hard when it's that heavy.
Yeah,
I don't know if they take that one out of your hands, right? A lot of times, even when we had the last one with Wonder Boy, it was 3 pounds. And it was like, well, we're not fighting. So it's like, I don't know if the commission maybe takes that choice at 5 pounds not to let you fight.
It is such a hard position to be in for 3. Like, as the guy who's fighting the fighter that didn't make weight.
Because those dudes win a lot.
They do. Statistically, they do.
262.95, the official weight for Alexander Volkov.
Volkov's made some changes to his camp, too. He doesn't train in California anymore. He's out in Vegas. Said that he's around more good training partners, more consistent training partners, and feels like he's getting older. This is his last chance to make a run, and he's finally put himself in a position or a place where he can do that.
We saw Sean Strickland weigh in, and I was thinking back to when I first met him, 2014. He was over in Germany. He was a welterweight fighter, and I'm not sure I saw him in this position, truth be told. I mean, it was a long time ago. But Laura, we were talking before we came over here to set, and it's been a real journey for Sean Strickland. He's been through some stuff, hasn't he? You did a fantastic interview with him earlier this week. I urge people to check that out. That's on
How much
DC
is he paying
Zone.
you to plug his YouTube page right now?
Credit where credit's due. So I feel like Sean's quite a tricky guy to navocate on an interview.
Another curtain.
Here goes Manel Kopp, and don't forget, you're going to finish that plug when you're done. Manel Kopp is stepping on the scale. This guy is one of the better strikers, and he has a feel for fighting that is next level, and it is showing in his later performances. He lost his UFC debut, but that's to the champ now. It's not like he's fought anybody easy since he's gotten to the UFC. Manel Kopp fights a young guy now.
126 on the nose.
126
the official weight for Manel Kopp.
Manel had some issues at the weigh-ins yesterday.
He's got some good aim with a water bottle.
He almost hit Kai Car-France. And then he wasn't scared of Izzy either. He wanted to fight everybody up in there. He looked like the most angry little man I've ever seen in a while. He was pissed off. And I loved it. I was there for it. It was my favorite part of the press conference.
For him, Israel Adesanya was there for it as well. It could have ended quite badly.
Izzy looked at him and just started cussing at him, looking down at him. But Manel just stood up to him like it's like a little dog that goes up to the big dog and is like, "Yo, you ain't gonna bully me." Manel Kopp, hey John, you were saying?
Well, first of all, let me just say we have two. I'll come back. I got you. 2 left to weigh in. We got the big tie to Avasa. He's yet to weigh in, and the backup as well. Jared Cannonier, he'll be weighing in. You did a great job with the interview. DC's YouTube page, go and have a look at it. I thought you navigated some interesting territory there. But Laura, that journey, I know that you spent a lot of time.
I thought you were going to plug my YouTube page now.
I mean, yours is fantastic as well. I mean, have you got a YouTube page?
Are we plugging everyone?
Yes,
Rob has a great one.
I mean, I don't know. I'm the only one here that doesn't really have it. Anyway, Laura, the timeline from welterweight to middleweight and everything in between.
Yeah.
Like, Sean's really climbed the rungs.
He really has, and he's been through a lot. You know, he's such a brash guy, and I know he comes off a certain way intentionally, but when you really look at what he's been through in terms of not just the motorcycle accident, that was obviously pivotal in his career, but I'm talking about his whole life. Like the way that he was raised, the way that his mind was poisoned, and then how he worked himself out of that to become the person that he is today with the worldview. You may not agree with all of it, but it's definitely different than it was when he was a kid. And then to go through the career difficulties, kind of being a fighter that not really many people paid attention to at welterweight. You get in a motorcycle accident, you take, how long was he away? Almost 3 years.
Yeah.
And then to come back and then have this complete career resurgence, and I think he has a different perspective on life, which has given him a different perspective on fighting. And to me, when he talks about not caring about the belt, I really think he means it. The guy loves to fight and could care less if he becomes a champion or not, and that makes you so dangerous when you don't care about the outcome. You're not attached to it.
Yeah, absolutely. And John, you know, in that conversation, he said a few things that made me go, man, I was surprised when I got done with Sean Strickland, because you go into an interview or talking to him with this expectation that he's going to be yelling and screaming, and he'll be belligerent, essentially. Like, he's not going to be saying things that make sense at all. But he made so much sense, especially in his thoughts. And so many of the people that watched thought, wow, this is a guy that never got loved.
Yeah.
It felt like he didn't know love, right? But I believe that in all that, all those horrible things that he went through as a kid allowed for him to reset. Because now you're not so connected to things, because you didn't have a parent that loved you to death or uplifted you. So you can't get connected to a career or a championship, because they don't matter. Those things don't matter. You don't know how to love something in that way. And I think that's why he's been able to reset and have the success that he's had. And while he does say that it doesn't matter as much, in that interview, I asked him what would it mean on Saturday, and he just, dude almost started crying. He just was like, it would mean everything. Because the first time Sean Strickland ever felt happy was when he walked into a gym and got into a fight. So to be the champion of the world for that would mean the world to him.
It might, you know, it's funny you say that. It might be one of those things that actually shakes up his foundations a little, because he's cemented himself so well as just a guy that goes out there and fights anyone. Like at the open workouts, he's sparring crowd members. he just like, and I'm sure he identifies as the battler. I don't know if you guys know what that means, but as like the battler, like just like, you know, Aussie battler, like just a guy who's just, you know, gets pushed down, gets back up, gets pushed down, gets back up.
Battler.
Battler.
A battler.
Oh, battler.
Like a guy who goes through
butlers
battle.
don't fight, bro.
But yeah, he just chips away. He digs in. Willing to fight anyone. Maybe the champion, like him winning the belt, you know, getting put into that spotlight, getting put into that position of, you know, elite athleticism, changes that. Like it derails his mental identity that he has so far. But he's got to get it first.
Well, because the thing is with you, like, you wrestled and you did other things before this. This is not an athlete that comes from some other sport that was at a higher level into another high level thing. It's a guy that just walked into a gym at 16 and said, I'm happy to be fighting.
Yeah, and the key difference is I was a martial artist.
Yeah.
You know, I do martial arts. He's not a martial artist.
He's a fighter.
He's a fighter.
He's got some of those untrainables. I'm not saying that, but some fighters don't have the fight, right? And Sean Strickland has that. Plenty.
Oh, he's got a ton of fight, but he is skilled.
When you watch him fight,
you can learn that bit, though.
When you watch him fight, I feel like you're watching him work out some shit, right?
No,
like,
seriously.
Therapy.
Therapy. No, I mean it. Like when he's yelling at Jack Marshman, come on, Jack. Like
do that again.
It's heavy. Like it's honestly, I watched that. That's heavy to me. Like I don't mean to psychoanalyze here, but that's him facing his dad. Like that's him facing all that stuff that was put upon him as an innocent kid, and he's getting it out in the midst of a sport. And it's, I don't know, it's kind of gives me chills to watch,
I was very
honestly.
surprised at the amount of support that he got after that. Like, I went and looked in the comments. I was like, how do people receive Sean Strickland?
You look below the line? Wow.
I did. Unbelievable how much support he had, because I didn't know. Because I know when Colby Covington's on, you see a lot of people on they're split.
Yeah.
It was almost 85% positive for Strickland, because they're looking at a guy that really does have some things he has to overcome, and he finds himself on the cusp of a world championship.
One of the reasons why I was so interested in that interview is because when Sean Strickland takes a microphone, he is very unpredictable, which leads us on to our next segment here, talking about unpredictable fighters, because we've certainly had some here in the UFC.
Oh, hey, RJ.
Hey, RJ.
Oh, hey, guys.
You've just blended in there.
I'm just trying to be unpredictable, like our buddy Sean Strickland.
That was unpredictable.
Yes.
But we're going to do a little round table now and go through your 5 most unpredictable fighters, starting with Laura Sanko.
Oh, okay. All right, ladies first. I kind of wish I had done a slightly different order in these when I did it, but we'll stick with what I've got here. You know what? In fact, I like the fact that they don't have numbers by them because I don't know that I can necessarily rate them. Not necessarily in order. Okay.
These are
We got
good.
Derek Lewis talking about his toasty testes. I mean, you never know. You never know with that guy. Colby Covington calling an entire country, which he was in, a bunch of animals. I mean, who does that? The other stuff that Colby says, that man crosses so many lines, but he gets away with it. Nate Diaz, it's not, I don't know, unpredictable in terms of like, he'll just say some raw stuff. Like you never, like the touch butt in the park might be one of my favorite things that he's ever said. Like Nate is gold without even really meaning to be gold. Conor McGregor, unpredictable, I think in a different way. He is wittier than I think about anybody ever has been. When
He's a clever guy.
He's very clever. Who the F is that guy? It has to be, I'm sorry, that's the best diss.
Oh, that ruined
in
I
the
can't believe I didn't
history.
put Chael Sonnen in.
And how could you not put
Anderson
Chael
Silva,
Sonnen?
you absolutely suck.
You absolutely suck. Listen, Vanderlei, I will do a home invasion on you. I will walk into your house wearing night vision goggles that I bought in the back of whatever magazine.
I'll slap your wife on the butt and tell her cook me a steak medium rare.
Anderson Silva, Vanderlei Silva, Bigfoot Silva. Give me a
number
Silva.
one. You're going to take all my lines, but you're
The thing
up
about
next.
the Nogueira brothers, he was feeding the bus a
Give us
carrot.
something.
Oh my God.
That man is a national treasure,
Yeah,
and I'm so glad he's back at
He's
ESPN.
out of line.
ESPN.
All right, run mine. At number 1, Nate Diaz, right? For all the same reasons. Number 2, Mike Perry. He actually called himself black. Mike Perry went on TV and called himself black.
That's a
Like,
great point.
like what the hell, dude? I'm like, you call yourself a black man? You're the best African? Mike Perry. Conor McGregor for all the reasons. Henry Cejudo, how cringe can Henry Cejudo be on the microphone? He's like one of those guys, like when Henry starts to talk, he expects cheers, but then there's silence. And last one, Hannah Cyphers. Y'all remember Hannah Cyphers? Do y'all remember Hannah Cyphers? Do you remember Hannah?
I do now. This is unpredictable pick.
She was the best and the most unpredictable. She was the most unpredictable interview ever because she wouldn't whisper. Do you remember the Muppets? Me, me, me. You remember that? Hannah Cyphers would go up there, and Joe Rogan's like, I'm here with Hannah Cyphers. Great job, Hannah. Well, I don't know what that is. She takes her away from Joe. Do you remember her?
Oh,
I don't.
It was
I know.
crazy.
Listen, Kamaru, I'm sorry to derail this conversation, but did you ever see when Kamaru interviewed her on Titan? She just didn't talk.
She won't
he
talk.
He asked her first question, great fight, was that what you planned to do going to the fight? And she just goes,
She wouldn't say nothing. Bro, she's like, dude, like we had a fighter meeting with her once, and we literally just stared at her across the table for 10 minutes. She wouldn't talk. We're like, Hannah Cyphers,
I
what the
wanted her to change her name to Silent. Can you imagine if her nickname was Silent Cyphers? And that was just like,
bro,
nothing to do with cameras or
bro,
anything.
she's unpredictable because she just fucking makes up her mind. She's not talking.
That was an incredible call.
She
That
just
was
goes,
absolutely incredible.
when Joe Rogan's interviewing you, most people like hugging him, jumping in his arms. Hannah's sitting there like,
She needs to learn American Sign Language just to get something out of it.
It's crazy, bro.
All right.
Hannah Cyphers.
Hannah Cyphers. All right, that was sneaky pick. That was a great
good.
one. No Hannah Cyphers on mine, but I do have, I think, a group of winners. I did throw in Sean Strickland just because, because he's so honest and out there. Like, it's one thing to have a bit. It's another thing to be like, yeah, I did this when I was a kid. That's a crime, and I should be in jail. And you're admitting to that on television. That's crazy. Nate Diaz. The most successful and profitable post-fight speech ever. You took everything I worked for, motherfucker. You beat Michael Johnson.
And made him the man.
And now he's worth 8 figures. Conor McGregor, for all the reasons. He also, the way he got in Jose Aldo's mind and scored a 13-second knockout is
His
unbelievable.
delivery was so well as well.
Oh, it's
So
always
good.
point.
So
It's
good.
on point.
So good.
Always.
It was
Off the
a
cuff, so
craft.
good. And the whole Jeremy Stevens, like, of all the amazing knockouts of Jeremy Stevens' career, he's known more for being who the fook is that guy. Than his slimy knockouts, his jumping uppercuts. It's crazy.
He destroyed the man. Destroyed him with one line.
Chael Sonnen.
Who is dead?
Obviously. My favorite one is when he did that sarcastic, like, you haven't seen what I've seen in this mean streets of West Point.
It was 1 year.
I watched a man chew a piece of bubble gum and throw it on the floor. He just left it there. He littered in a public place. Sure, a guy came by a few minutes later, picked it up, but I had to see those things at a young age.
Yeah, we had a maid, but she only came 3 days a week. You know what happened the other 4? The laundry didn't fold itself. And, like, he's delivery. He is so...
He's funny. He's so funny.
There were some years when my dad didn't even make $100 grand. Or barely $100 grand.
Barely $100 grand.
That's so crazy.
And then Derek Lewis, because it's just 3 words sometimes is all it takes for him. And another very successful one, he got the MSG payday fighting you.
Yes.
Because his balls were hot.
Hey, let me ask you something. But the last one, was that a little uncomfortable when he's talking about the things he was going to do to his wife? And I was like, okay, this is kind of veered a little bit too crazy.
I mean, it's his wife.
Yeah, but he's like, he's on the ground. He's like, I'm about to go deep. And I'm like, what the hell, bro?
Yeah, we don't know what he went through this
It's a beautiful thing that a husband and wife still are that active.
Yeah, exactly.
And pregnant. It's
frightening to think
Robbie,
about.
are you going to go deep on these?
Some of these guys are getting away with the craziest of things.
They really are.
My list is here: Derek Lewis, Mike Perry, Nate Diaz, Sean Strickland, and Colby Covington. The ones that you guys have already spoken about for all the same reasons. But I want to touch on Mike Perry. Okay, I want to touch on Mike Perry because
it's crazy.
You took it from me, but he's actually crazy. Like
he's out of his mind.
He doesn't know what he's about to say.
No.
You know, and I'm pretty sure halfway through his sentences, he loses track of what he said. It's you know, and we shouldn't laugh about it really.
But we can.
Somebody just said he told Luke Rockhold, you don't know what's coming, Luke. It'll be a left or a right. And Luke's like, whoa. Like that's all there is in boxing. He's like, that's all there is in boxing.
And it's the sincerity.
Well, that's the most
says
profound thing he said in the last 10 years.
Bro, let me tell you something about Mike Perry, though. I told Luke, I go, dude, don't fight him.
Yeah.
He's a literal psychopath, and you're going to fight him with no gloves. He's going to beat you.
No, don't do that.
He punched his face in, bro. He's crazy.
Dude, don't do that. It's like taking the fight to his playground. It's like that's where he wants to be. I'm pretty sure he's still there right now.
He's funny, bro.
And I'll touch on Sean Strickland as well. And just one thing, I kind of like the guy, you know, as much as another middleweight as I can, right?
Sure.
But he's not, unless he's kind of globally offensive. You know, he's everyone's in the crosshairs, unless you're Izzy.
That's true.
Yeah, and I think that's why the crowd is still on board because he's like, well, he's just a cowboy. He's just, you know,
Sean Strickland is actually like a character from an 80s movie. Mm-hmm. Right? And they just dropped him in 2023.
Before the regulations.
Before all the regulations. He literally was
you
like...
go back and you watch those 90s films?
Remember those blaxploitation movies? It was like one of those. I swear to God, that's what they were called.
And you're like, you'll never get away with this today.
This is crazy.
I've got a couple as well. Now, you guys have taken and done some great work on most of them. Let's pull these up. My friend Af has just discovered Chael Sonnen and is like sending me stuff all the time at the moment about Sonnen. But you guys have missed it. Why don't I get them on the screen?
You don't get a graphic.
You have to memorize yours, John. Remember?
Well, okay, here we go. Like, you've got to have it up in lights. Tito Ortiz.
Oh, I forgot.
How have you guys?
That.
He's literally got like Twitter or X accounts dedicated to some of his sound bites. Tito doesn't know what he's about to say.
Yeah, you're right.
Like, he's the most unpredictable guy, probably off of all of those. But there's some intelligent wordsmiths out there. Derek Lewis, brilliant. But Tito Ortiz is just crazy.
He is crazy.
I think we're going back to the weigh-ins. I think there's some news that we have a couple more fighters that have hit the scales.
The number 6.
Who are here, the beautiful
Bam right there.
Tai Tuivasa.
Here we go, Tai Tuivasa.
Bam got that nice hair.
It's looking good, right?
Did a great job of training. He stayed home this time.
265.6.
Love it.
Official weight for Tai.
265 for Bam.
Tuivasa.
He said over the last year, he spent it at home. Wanted to be around his son. Wanted to be around the people that mean the most to him and feel like he still got everything he needed in this training camp. Now, this is a tough fight for him, right? Stylistically, It's a tough fight, but Bam Bam feels like he's got the style to get it done over Volkov.
If you're going to take on someone, though, like another striker is favourable for Bam Bam.
Absolutely, but the guy's 7 foot tall.
He's a big boy. He's a big,
Right?
Didn't do too bad against Stefan Struve, though.
True.
So
Yeah,
we'll see how he goes. We are about to have some more company here. He is one half of the main event. It is Sean Strickland. Welcome in, Sean. Congratulations on making weight first and foremost. How are you feeling?
Hey man, this guy, I can barely hear this guy's cutting out.
Okay, sorry,
Oh,
Sean.
come on, UFC. It's ESPN, man. Why are we working?
Sean, I'll keep it short and sweet. Typically, if you're facing the more local guy, you get booed, but it seems like you've captured the hearts and minds of a nation here in Australia.
You know, man, the Australian government's pretty soft. Sorry, guys. This extra pound kind of sucks. You know, this is a little rough, you guys, that championship weight. The Australian government kind of sucks, but the people here, fucking stand-up, hard-dick guys, man. Everybody I've met has been fucking amazing.
Hey, Sean, I know the weight cut sucks, and you're just on the verge of a championship opportunity, man. I just want to wish you good luck. Live in the moment. For me, I don't want to give you a question because I know that you're feeling it right now, so get some rest. Laura, if you want to ask him anything, go ahead.
I'm just going to tell Sean good luck as well. I'm going to let him go.
Thanks.
That man needs a drink.
Yeah, go get some fluid in you, man. Get some recovery.
Yeah, hey, that extra pound kind of sucked, man.
No bueno.
The extra pound kind of sucked.
It really does.
But yeah, thank you guys, man. I'm gonna go try to kill the Chinaman for you guys. Let's get it done.
Good luck, Sean.
He's
Thank
still
you.
sweating. He's actually still
All right.
sweating, right?
Yeah,
Thanks,
you've been putting the work in, selling this fight, Sean Strickland. So congratulations on making weight.
That honestly was that was honestly, for all the time that we've done this show, I don't know if we've ever had a guy look rougher in terms of getting off the scale like that. No, it felt like he needed to get going. The guy, he looked pretty beat down.
All right, let's rip through these. Of course, we just saw Sean Strickland there. He's on the money, as was Israel Adesanya. The big boys, Taito Avasa, just about getting in there, 265.5. Coming back, Alexander Volkov, 263. We have a fight at flyweight, Manel Cat, 126. Felipe dos Santos, he goes 125.5. Congratulations to him, as Laura said, like making weight twice, back to back in just a couple of weeks. That's great stuff. Justin Taffer tips the scales at 265. 242.5 for Austin Lane, a little bit more light-footed. And then Tyson Pedro, 205. Anton Turkali, also 205. And I'm just getting news that Shane Young and Gabriel Miranda, they will fight. He will have to relinquish a percentage of his purse. So that fight is on. The fight card is intact. Everyone else has made weight. Congratulations to all of the fighters. Ladies and gentlemen, we have some fights on our hands this weekend.
That's an England thing, right? That's an England thing. Congratulations on making weight. I don't think I've ever heard anybody say congratulations on making weight.
Man, these guys have to work hard for that.
Yeah, I understand that, but like you've congratulated every single person that's made weight.
He's just mad that no one ever did that for him.
Nobody told me congratulations.
Well, for all the times that it was missed, DC, well done for making weight, and we thank you
and
for
I'm with DC. I don't think you need to be congratulated. It's like, it's your job.
Man, Rob, it's your job.
Yeah, make the
come
weight.
On, Rob, look at me. Don't think come on, man. Yeah.
Well, DC didn't really always make weight either. So.
Shut up, RJ. Somebody close RJ's mic.
We're kind of.
It's not one of your segments, RJ.
This is not one of your segments, RJ.
It's for the fact checker around here.
Yep.
I'm just a polite guy around here. Anyway, we're going to play.
You really are.
I'm
You're really nice. I'd like to have a coffee with you.
Thank you.
Very.
I'll take it. I'll buy it.
But
I'll
not
buy
an
it.
American
We're
one.
not it's American. No,
let's get American coffee out here.
Australia. Before you do your thing, keep your whiteboards looked at yourself. I'll give you the time where you can turn them around.
All right.
We are going to play. I love this game.
All
right, let's go.
I was playing this game like. Going on from the whole unpredictable fighters thing with Sean Strickland, it reminds me of someone else who is known for their wild takes, Charlie Sheen, right? Okay, so we're going to play a game. I'm going to read a quote. You guys are now going to have to figure out who said it. Is it Sean Strickland or Charlie Sheen? And we call this one Sean or Sheen, okay?
Okay.
Do you like that?
Yeah, I like that.
Sheen
So
again?
on your...
Is it S-H-I?
E-E.
S-H-E-E.
There you go.
All right.
Okay, we ready? Pens at the ready. Let's go. Sean is S-E-A-N, but we're not taking marks off for spelling.
I just, you know, I
like
don't
they're
wanna
in my
look-
ear about this. Sorry, guys, let's get straight to
I don't
it.
wanna look more
Question
dumb.
number 1. I'm by winning. I win here, I win there. Is that Sean or is that Sheen? Are we going one by one?
Isn't it crazy that Sean's like in the same conversation as like the
Charlie
coke
Sheen.
addict?
All right, ready? 3, 2, 1, flip them. Sheen. Well done. It was Charlie Sheen.
It felt very disjointed.
All right. Okay. Question number 2.
You almost put an accent on as well, like a tone to it.
Oh, did I? I've got to be careful with that. I love my job. I love what I get paid. But come on now. We're not doing anything special. You guys watch this. We're like in circus, we're like pornography. Who said that? Was that Sean or was that Sheen? 3, 2, 1. Oh. Sean and Sheen. It was Strickland.
Listen, anytime someone starts mentioning prostitutes, it's actually going to be Sean.
Yeah,
well, I don't know.
Are you sure about that?
Maybe.
The reference, the comparison to pornography.
That's why this is so good.
I know.
By the way, I think RJ was responsible for this actually. So
RJ,
well done, you,
This
sir.
is a good game.
This is
a
great.
good game.
Question number 3. Own it, man. Be a psychopath. It's fucking fun. Who said that? Was that Sean or was that Sheen?
My marker is almost not working, by the way, RJ.
We ready? I can see. 3, 2, 1. Yeah, you're right. It was Strickland. It was Sean, I should say.
Look how hard I'm trying to make sure DC doesn't see my stuff.
You know what?
That's so ridiculous.
I can tell it's the second show.
The level of
I can tell it's the
distrust
second show.
is crazy.
Yep.
Hey, people are watching, DC. They know. They know. Question number 4. I don't have a tuxedo that fits anymore because my chest and my biceps are too big. Was that Sean or was that Sheen?
Okay, now I don't have a marker at all.
I'll tell you who this is.
Oh, okay. Well,
That
we'll go
sounds
with
like
it.
something that
Matches your hair.
That's the color of my hair.
Sorry, under this light, maybe.
Right.
All right, 3, 2, 1.
They're not going to be able to see that.
It was.
Okay.
It was Sheen. Charlie Sheen said that.
sounds like something a delusional actor would say.
Big old biceps. It's almost like me saying something like
So,
that.
man, let's get those scores real quick. I got to be tied with everybody back again.
Yeah, you're back in the
Because
game.
Laura got that one
Hey,
wrong.
patience.
No, I didn't. I got them all right.
Wait, stop. You put Sean. No, you didn't. No, she didn't even answer. You didn't even answer.
didn't even answer.
No, bro. Laura didn't answer. Well, I don't know. We stopped the game until. Laura, did you write it in black?
Wow, that's not.
I wrote it.
No, bro, I didn't see
That
it.
is racist.
That's bullshit. Dude, we need to check on that third answer. Let's go.
4, 3, 3. Laura is in the lead. Okay. Question number 5.
Yes, I did.
If you don't have a lot of issues, go do drugs, have fun, enjoy life. But if you're a guy who has an addictive personality, you watch too much porn, whatever you do, stay away from drugs, you guys. Who said that? Was that Sean
I
or
know
was that
exactly
Sheen?
who this is.
100%.
3, 2, 1. You are all correct.
Because
Well
you say
done.
you can't say you guys. He says
Yeah.
he literally says you guys all the time. I was about to get that wrong.
And pornography again. It's like a giveaway. Forgive me.
Did he even say pornography that time?
He did.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I
To
missed
porn,
it.
porn, he said.
Oh, got
You know,
it.
he just shortened
it's the
it for
accent.
that one.
Porn.
Porn. Does that make it classier?
No.
Does that make it a different
Trying to throw me
genre?
off.
Not really.
Question number 6. I think my passion is misinterpreted as anger sometimes, and I don't think people are ready for the message that I'm delivering, and delivering with a sense of violent love. Who said that? Was that Sheen or was that Sean?
Oh.
Flip him.
You're kidding if it's not anger.
That it was Charlie
That's
Sheen.
for sure, Sheen.
Really?
There you go.
It's the sentence
that was a
structure. It's the
giveaway.
sentence structure.
Question number
That was a
7.
give me.
Here's the good news. If I realise that I'm insane, then I'm okay with it. I'm not dangerous insane. Was that Sheen or was that Sean? Was that Sean? Was that Sheen? Was it Sheen or was it Sean? Sean or Sheen? Sheen or Sean? 3, 2, 1. Flip them.
Wait, dude, wait. You can't rush me.
Well done, everyone. That was Charlie Sheen. Question number 8. I'm not without sin. It's hard to look in the mirror, but I see it now. Was that Sean or was that Sheen? Was that Sheen or was that Sean? Sean or Sheen? Sheen or Sean? 3, 2, 1.
Sheen or Sean?
Flip them. All wrong.
Really?
That was the poet, Sean Strickland. Question number 9. People say you have to work on your resentments.
that's a deep bit of
Yeah,
news.
no, I'm going to hang on to them and they're going to fuel my attack. Was that Sean or was that Sheen? Was that Sheen or was that Sean? Sean or Sheen?
Now I'm second guessing myself.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to.
3, 2, 1.
The last one threw me off.
Yes.
It was Charlie Sheen.
Yes.
Oh
we
my
got it.
God! Shit, I went Sean.
You guys trying
There
to
was
get.
some word in there that you said
Yeah.
that I was like, Sean would never use that word.
Well, you were wrong.
They're trying to get too tricky. The questions are trying to
it
get too
was Sheen.
tricky.
Last one. Last
It was
one.
Sheen,
Question
right?
number 10. Sorry.
It was Sean.
No, it wasn't. It was Sheen.
It was Sheen. There wasn't
Lars
one.
won,
Did you
bro.
hear
Lars
already?
won. Stop. We don't need to do the last one. She
we
fucking
do.
won, bro.
Yeah, no, we
she
do.
won,
We
dude.
do.
She won. I got 6.
Yeah, but we could see who's the winner out of you and Rob.
Okay.
You know,
Okay,
Easily
okay.
out.
True that. True that. I don't want
Okay.
to be last.
There wasn't one male role model in my life who wasn't a piece of shit. I grew up on 1990s Hollywood. Learning to be a man with zero guidance is difficult. Was that Sean or was that Sheen? All right, you guys tied. Well
Awesome.
done.
No.
Second
Extra
place.
point. We need another question.
Second place.
We got to figure out
I
who
don't
wins.
have another question. I can't recall
Let's do
enough.
some Australian trivia.
Well, we're going to get to that. We're going to get to
Whoa,
that. You'll have a
whoa.
chance.
I'm
here.
going to beat him
Laura,
at his
would you
own
like the belt?
trivia.
Would
You know what?
Would you like DC
and
to present you?
It
with it?
wasn't
How would you
until
like it to happen?
Perth
Wait, hey.
that I realised that I know so much more about Australian trivia than I think I do.
You know a lot?
Or more than I think I do.
Rob, I have a question. I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Why are you so mad that I just won this? Why,
Why
are you so
don't
sad
you
about
get
it?
up and present her the championship?
I didn't come last, but.
No,
Oh, look at your face.
Why
You
are
look
you so-
sad.
why are you
You
so
look
sad
so
about it?
sad.
Why are you so upset?
Oh, man.
It's not even a real belt,
man.
Rob. It'll be
He looks
fine.
so sad.
I know it's hard to lose to a girl, but
He
you're
looks
gonna live.
so sad.
You're gonna live.
That's funny.
That was real.
Calm down. Calm down. It's okay.
Oh, your eyes are in
Rob,
You'll get over it, son.
You're a bad sport, man.
DC, give him a cuddle. Give him a cuddle.
You're a bad sport, dude.
DC's upset too.
No, I'm not. I don't care.
He's just as upset.
Look at these guys crying
He
for their
came
loss.
dead last.
No, I didn't. No, I
He did. He
didn't.
came dead last. Move your
What's happening
hands.
over there?
All right, all right, all
What's
right.
happening?
Why are you so upset?
Oh,
You've
man.
lost to me so many times. I would think you'd be used to it by now.
No, I never lose to you.
Just a
You
game.
lose me all the
It's
time.
so bad.
Oh, look at you. I just want to give you a little pat on the back.
Come on, man. Please take it off. Take it off. Take it off.
DC looks like a sad clown.
Take it off, man. Take it off. Fuck, take it off.
That's very good. Very good.
I'm just mad we don't have a wheel.
Oh yeah, I forgot
Oh,
that.
my
I thought that
God.
one had a little
Can
bit more
Can I
space. here this
vote
time.
that Rob has to speak in an American accent for the next, I don't know, 3 minutes?
I can barely speak in an Australian accent.
Well, you can keep it straight. You can
All
keep
right.
it straight.
Hey, if I win the game, I want Rob's social media takeover. That's what I want. I want Whitaker's social media takeover.
There's no wheel,
what would
so
you
we'll
do?
see.
I get to take your
Was that-
Instagram for 5 minutes.
And do what?
Whatever he
the fuck I
wants.
want.
We'll see. Well, this is derailing over here. I'm going
It is.
to come over here and have a conversation
chat.
with Laura Sanko.
Yes.
For all of Sean Strickland's posturing, we know that he's a hard worker in the gym.
Yeah.
I've had the pleasure of sitting down with Eric Nixick as well, one-on-one, getting his thoughts about coaching and the guys in the room. And he always mentions Sean Strickland as the hardest worker,
Yeah.
but he keeps it light as well. How important do you think Eric Nixick has been when you were like peddling through some of the points you were saying earlier with some like guidance and a mentorship kind of figure as well?
I think that's really what it is. You know, Sean's a guy who hasn't had many positive male figures in his life. And anybody who knows Eric knows that it's not just that he's a good coach. He takes an interest and a passion in everyone he works with. I've never met a guy who will willingly invest himself in fighters the way that he does. And I will say this, I'm sure Eugene Behrman does the same thing. It's what all the really, really good coaches do. It goes so far beyond what you do on the mat. And that's why Sean has found a home at Extreme Couture and why he's there literally all the time, sparring all the time. And as hard as he goes against all those guys, you see the footage, like, you know, the guy doesn't know how to touch spar.
No.
Right?
As the fan found out the workouts.
Yeah,
or that.
as much as he trains like that, like other gyms, that guy would be a dick and he would get ostracized and shoved out. But the way that Sean, I've seen him do it, takes people under his wing and helps them and spends time with them after class, grappling, whatever it is. That's the side of Sean I think a lot of people don't see, is how much he invests back into that team.
That's the least he can do after, punching their lips off.
Yeah, that's true.
And you see, that's such a major point. It's just that a lot of the fans don't realise who you are inside and on the mats is who you are off the mats. And having that guidance, being surrounded by people that care about you, that can help nurture you and guide your frustrations and your demons, help you be a better person everywhere. And that is such a lost point to the fans a lot of the time.
You know, a lot of times you look at Sean Strickland in the relationship, but I think it's being done at the highest level at City Kickboxing.
That's
right?
what I said,
With
yeah,
Eugene
for
Behrman.
sure,
Like,
for sure.
He has got Israel Adesanya and Kai Kara-France who fought for a belt. Alexander Volkanovski goes and trains there. There are 6 guys on the card this weekend.
Crazy.
And there is nothing like a great coach, because that great coach then brings in more partners, which in turn makes you a better fighter, right? So the whole entire environment gets better, because as the coach is better, the fighters are drawn to that coach, then you get new partners and better partners, and then the whole situation just keeps getting elevated and elevated and elevated. And I think as we get into the next part of the show, you're going to learn in the teams that we talk about, dude, these are done because they have a head man that's so good at what he does. And right now, I don't know if anyone is doing it like Eugene Behrman.
He's special. He's definitely special. I'd love to sit down with him and pick his brain about the sport and martial arts. We're going to get into a little conversation now about the 3 best camps in the sport of MMA. We've seen City Kickboxing, as you alluded to, establish themselves as one of the best camps. There are many. We're going to go around and find out who has the best coaching to develop a fighter. In no order, we'll get you top 3. Laura, starting with you again.
Yeah, this is a tough one because it's such a subjective thing. A camp has to be a home for that individual fighter. So to be honest with you, I want everybody to take my list with a huge grain of salt, because I basically just went off of like who would be best on paper, because the reality is there are a lot of amazing gyms like Fortis MMA, like Factory X, who don't have like a litany of champions, but they have amazing coaches and amazing rooms. I know lots of guys at those gyms would never train anywhere other than that. But just simply based on paper success, you have to give it to City Kickboxing. In my opinion, you have to give it to City Kickboxing. And one thing I noticed this week that we talked to Izzy about a little bit, they've got 6 guys on this card, and not a single one of them do you get the sense that they're annoyed that they have to share the spotlight divided by 6. And that's rare. Like, when there's a card with 2, 3, 4 guys, you can kind of see they like start to throw little tantrums sometimes. Like, they're used to being the one that gets all the fight week attention. Eugene Behrman has created a community at that gym and has really set an example, and I think Izzy has as well. Killcliff, I mean, good Lord, the room for that gym is just absolutely insane. And then ATT, I mean, the number of champions coming out of there. But again, to my point, like, if I were to train, I would train at Factory X or Fortis, because that's where it would be, or Extreme Couture. Like, this list is tough because it's so subjective.
It's very subjective, but I feel very confident in the ones that I choose as the best, because I can look, and outside of City Kickboxing, which is recently, because Eugene is so special, I'm talking teams now that have been around forever and have had championship level fighters forever. And when you look at City Kickboxing, obviously have Izzy and all those guys right now that are shining at the highest level. I put the American Kickboxing Academy at number 2, because since the dawn of UFC, there has been an AKA guy fighting, and there's been an AKA champion. From 2010 until 2020, someone always had a belt. And now Islam Makhachev has a championship belt. Umar Nurmagomedov is as good as many in the bantamweight division. And so many great fighters around the world come from that gym. A great coach, Javier Mendez, and all those great guys lead to great fighters. And that's why AK has been around so much. And then American Top Team. American Top Team had fighters since the UFC started. And I think this is where you look at these great camps. The Ultimate Fighter, the show that launched the UFC into the next level. They had a lot of fighters from ATT, a lot of fighters from AKA, and most of those gyms are gone. Even the great Greg Jackson's gym, who once had GSP, John Jones, they're not as relevant today. Look at the standing the test of time by these bottom 2 teams. And that's why, because there are a lot of great teams. Like you said, Fortis is great. The team in Denver is great. there's great teams that always comes, but so were the Black Zillions. So were some of these other teams that have come and gone. I want staying power when I choose the best gyms around the world.
Yeah, I think mine are up next. I mean, I think ours are going to lay over pretty nicely here, DC. You know, American top team, coming from, as the guy from Europe and being around the scene a long, long time, I'll always bump into fighters and they're considering, shall we go abroad? And the two teams that they talk about, AKA, ATT, and more recently, you know, Henry Hoof does such a great job.
Henry Hoof does a great job.
Yeah, and if you speak to coaches, like my podcast focuses mostly on speaking to coaches, they all mention Henry Hoof. He's the guy they all look up to.
That's true.
Yeah.
But I've been around the American top team coaches. They got some solid guys, Pahumpa, like Mike Brown. You've got so many guys like Conan as well, guys that have been there, done it at the highest level, and the people listen to them. AKA, like you guys have just been prolific, you know, absolutely prolific through the test of time. But something very special has gone on at City Kickboxing. I'm really looking forward to sitting down one day with Eugene Barrow.
I love that you had. I love that you had it because you could get called a homer, right? Because of it was your team. But shit, man, AK's had 5 guys that started at the pretty much the ground floor, and they've all become champions.
Yeah.
Built in that gym. That's hard.
That is hard to do, and that's rare.
Big shout out to Team Crossface in Watford as well.
Team Crawford is a flash in the pan.
Crossface.
Team Crawford, what you call it?
Crossface.
What's the noise I do?
Well, no, we don't really. That's more of a me.
He sounded like not even a dog. It was like a seal. A seal about to get ate by a killer whale.
On the back of what you guys were saying,
how dare you?
It is very subjective and it is very personal. The gyms you pick and the gyms you want to put on your list. And I would be remiss if I didn't put my gym up the top because my gym obviously has produced
it's
myself.
Too beautiful. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful gym too. You got the nicest gym in the world, bro.
It is a very good looking gym, and I just love the community we've brought there. It's much as I was saying about how the coach with Sean brings him up, and what happens on the mats happens off the mats. Much the same myself. I go in there and I'm made better. I'm a better person for being there. I'm a better person for being around my team, and I leave my team not only better as an athlete and as a fighter, but I leave as a better person, and that's huge. That's why I've put my team at the top of the list. And then AKA, what can I say, mate? Produce some of the best fighters ever, some of the best grapplers to date, some of the longest standing champions.
How about it was called the American Kickboxing Academy? Everybody was a wrestler.
I was thinking that.
Very ironic. Very ironic.
It's like an in-house joke.
That was Conor McGregor. Conor was like, "Oh, Tuesday wrestling at the American Kickboxing Academy."
But it has produced some of the best wrestlers in the game. And to finish it up, we've got.
Jackson Wink, yeah.
It produced some of the best fighters the sport has ever seen.
Yep.
And you have to say, like, they are idolized as potential GOATs because they have just made such a landmark in the sport itself.
And you guys have made great decisions. You brought across my jiu-jitsu Professor Zay Marcello, have been down. So of course you guys, you know what you're doing over there. You know what you're doing over there. Look at these plugs, you know.
I know.
Smart guy.
Well, now we're talking about coaching. It's time for you guys to put your coaching hats on in our segment. You better. You've been there before. I don't think we've got the whistles this time. But folks at home, what they're going to do now is they're going to give the instructions to certain members that are on the fight card. This is your time to be analysts. I think we're going to start with DC actually. So, to Israel Adesanya, Daniel Cormier, you better, and then we're going to hand it over to you. So, give him the name, you better, go.
Israel Adesanya, you better control the range and show Sean Strickland that he does not belong. If you allow for him to start to build momentum, it can become a long night. But if you show him right away and remind him, I'm the champ, he'll have a hard time. So distance management will be key. Set your trap, force him to make a mistake, and capitalize.
Coach Sanko, what you got for the champ?
Coach Sanko. Israel Adesanya, you better do what you are already so good at doing, and that is get on the feint game. That's something that Sean has struggled with in other fights. Feint, draw out the reaction, and then there's your counter shot.
I didn't even bring my whistle. You called the pay-per-view. You called the pay-per-view. I was like, yo, I don't need the whistle.
Do you remember when I brought the air horn?
That was horrible. You disrespectful.
Coach Sanko, you're up again, but this time you're going to be speaking to the challenger, Sean Strickland.
Sean Strickland, you better go out there and make this a fight. get in Izzy's space, make him uncomfortable. You're going to have to eat some punches to get there. You're going to have to wear the damage and turn this into a real scrap. Get the grappling going, mix it up, maybe shoot some takedowns, but watch yourself. You have to stay safe as you try to find him. That's a tough task. It's a tough task, but Sean, you got this.
Well, first off, you can't do that. That's literally one of the things you can't do when you're calling the pay-per-view is say you got this. You cannot say you got
that was me
that's
as a
like
coach.
that's rule number one. You
I'm not
cannot
picking
say
him to win the
started
fight.
losing faith. You started losing faith in your own coach.
You can't just go, you got this.
You got it.
You're like selling, you were saying it, and you're like, what?
Well, this is
anyhow.
I had a hard time wrapping that up.
Yeah, like, all right, my turn. Sean Strickland, you better believe, because all week you have talked about, it's going to be tough. It's going to be difficult, but you better believe that you can get the job done. You better believe in your training and your ability. You also got to maintain, or sorry, not maintain, you got to manage the risk. Because while you are a pressure fighter, you cannot be reckless, because reckless gets you finished. You better believe and you better manage those risks as you try to make the fight longer so that your cardio becomes a factor in your approach to trying to become the middleweight champion. That is how it's done.
Conceive.
Hey, listen,
Believe.
Laura.
Achieve.
Hey,
Sean
Laura, hey, you better just do all this stuff, and then like your hand starts to float up. You got this. Laura's like, you got this. Like, that's one thing you cannot do.
Professor Whitaker, you've got Tai Tuivasa in the locker room. You better.
Ty, brother, how are you feeling? All right, I'm going to keep this short and sweet because I know you like it like this. Stick to his chest. Get in there, stick to his chest, and throw. That's my game plan to you. Get in there. You have to close that distance. You know how you're going to do it. And if you do get caught on the outside, throw those leg kicks. I love seeing your leg kicks. I love seeing your heavy legs. Throw those leg kicks.
See, bro.
Or stick to his chest and throw heavy.
You were good on stick to his chest, but now you talk about love seeing his legs.
He's got big legs. He's got big legs.
Of course he has. He's 265 pounds.
Imagine getting kicked by them.
Oh, no.
You know, and Volkov has very kickable legs. Ish.
You don't like his legs?
There's a lot of legs to kick. There's a lot of leg to kick.
Robert's a leg man. Rob's a leg man.
I love seeing those thick legs.
I like those thick legs. I like thick legs.
I want to see him.
Yeah. You sound like you from Louisiana. Thick legs.
Yeah, dude, you got this.
Tai Tuivasa, you better stick to his chest. You got to get close. You got to fight in range. Stick to his chest. That's all I'm giving you. I'm going to keep it short. I'm going to keep it simple.
Rob,
Stick
where's
to
the
his
way?
chest.
He's literally just saying what you just said.
Why did you whistle me before?
Because I wanted you to stop at stick to his chest because it was perfect.
You took all the
yeah,
good
but leg
stuff.
kicks are good too.
Yeah, but he's too long. He's like
Yeah, but a lot of leg to kick. Have you seen the way Ty kicks?
Ty's kicks are insane.
Ty
They're
kicks
so
good.
good.
And
Ty kicks phenomenal, but he's so long. He's like at range, but bam, when he's kicking.
What I've seen from Ty though is every time he throws a kick, it changes the dynamic of the game. There's too much power. There's too much heaviness in those legs.
Too much thickness.
It changes the way the fight rolls out. Every time he's thrown him, it has hurt his opponent.
You and Tai Tuivasa, you and your crush on Tai Tuivasa's legs starting to make me feel uncomfortable.
Well, let's move on to Volkov.
Yes.
Coach Sanko, you first.
Alexander Volkov, you got to do what you are already very good at doing, and that is keeping at range. Use those long-range weapons, the jab, the teep kicks, the front kicks. Keep Ty frustrated at that long, crazy range that you have. And then second of all, as soon as you see Tai Tuivasa explode in, you have to angle off. You cannot back straight up. Volkov, you cannot do that. You got to keep wary of the overhand right and keep the distance. And I'm going to leave it at that because I apparently can't say any encouraging words.
You want him
like,
to win too?
You got this.
I'm a coach. I'm talking to my athlete. I can't encourage
You better
them.
stop picking fights.
I'm not picking fights.
We're talking of picking fights. Someone else that was picking fights this week was Manel Cup. You've got to get your boy in order. Speak to him, Coach.
Manel Cup, you better stay locked in on the task at hand. You can't worry about Kai Kara France. You need to worry about the kid that's in front of you right now, Dos Santos, because he's going to be hungry. He's going to be trying to knock your head off. You better stay locked in so that you can finally earn an opportunity to fight for the championship that you've been longing for so long. Is that how you would say that?
Longing for
so long? That you've been wanting for so long. Like,
for such a long time. Yeah, I mean,
pining.
You kind of lost him at the end.
Pining.
Pining for.
You've been longing for, and that's it.
That was good. Good
It
words.
is hard to wrap those up, isn't it?
Well, when the producer's in your ear, thanks,
Yeah.
Zach. Shut up. I mean, Jesus Christ, stop talking in my ear when I'm trying to
He
run
just
my
said he
point.
didn't say anything
Yeah,
to you.
because he's like saying I'm like longing for and about to stop, and he's like, for a long time. Yeah. And I was like, oh yeah.
How come he gives you help? Why don't I get no help?
Are you hearing voices again, DC? All right, well done, coaches. Well done, well done.
Thank
But
you.
time now, we're going to take a little look at the main event. Once again, it's a big one. Let's get more excited for this middleweight title showdown.
Sean, you got quite the lineup up there with you. Who's the best striker on stage?
I mean, I would say me, but I mean, that man was the one that slept that man, so. I mean, what was it, like 2-0 against Izzy? What was it, 2-0?
Did you watch the whole fight?
No, I don't watch
Exactly, do your job next time.
Oh, man, I made the champion mad with his frosted tips and his little watch. Oh, no!
Sean Strickland. He's got a mouth on him.
No man that off the cartoons is gonna beat me.
Bro, trust me. If you
Calm
ever,
down.
I can tell you what. If you win this fight, when we fight, I knock you out. I'm gonna do a TikTok dance over your grave.
Oh, look at this grown-ass man on TikTok. Maybe that's the problem, bro.
I've dealt with my whole life. There's nothing new to me.
Listen, bro, you're gonna break a nail. Calm down.
I'll break your face. I'll break your face.
You'll never meet a hater who's doing better than you. He's a big hater.
Strickland's vitriol has been loud and clear for years.
Look at Izzy, best kickboxer in the world, but he's a weak man.
So the middleweight champ relishes this opportunity to put words into action.
That's it.
At UFC 293.
7, 6, 5.
And for strength and conditioning coach Abiola Beckley.
Good. Last card.
It's an opportunity to showcase Adesanya's improved physicality.
Good. 7.
Izzy's gonna go there and fight the way Izzy fights. But I know what he carries now. A lot of power.
2. Yep. 3.
This is why I enjoy when my fighters have fought so many times and then I pick them up.
3. More glutes. Much more glutes. Yeah. 4. That's it. Bravo. 5.
What used to be their 100% is now their 60%.
2. 3. That's it. 4. 1. Yeah. 2.
I feel stronger. I feel faster, more explosive. I'm hitting harder.
15 seconds. Let's go. Let's go. Come on. That's it.
Expect to see me at my best.
2. Good. 3 more core. 4. 5. Champ. 9. Off you go. Bravo.
Expect to see a masterclass, a showcase in true fighting.
Kill. That's it. I know you have more than that. Kill shots. Yeah, better. That's it. Good job.
I'm gonna make this look easy. Really easy.
Good job. Well done.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Trivia time.
Oh,
you guys ready?
I'm gonna
Pens
suck
and
at
ready?
this. I really am.
Well,
Is this
we're gonna
Australian
find out.
trivia?
Yeah, I'm gonna
What sort
suck
of trivia
at
is this?
This, well, in honour of being back here in Australia, we got a little Australia and New Zealand trivia.
Who won the first trivia, Australia and New Zealand trivia?
I'm gonna guess you did.
Oh, if you lose to us, it's bad.
You're pumping your chest here a little
Just
bit.
happened to bring it up.
Like I said earlier, I know more than I think I do.
Well, we're about to find out. With that, shall we get into it? We've got a couple questions, so let's go. Right, who was the first Australian-born UFC champion? Question number 1.
Don't look.
He just looked.
Okay, you're gonna flip them. 3, 2, 1.
How dare you?
Alexander Volkanovski.
Take that away from me.
It was Robert Whittaker.
You weren't born in Australia.
Bro, dude, no. It was Whittaker. That's bullshit, bro.
Yeah.
It was Whittaker, dude. Well, we're protesting. We're protesting that. We're really protesting this one. Rob and I are protesting this one, bro.
How can you protest? It's
Because,
pretty
dude,
straightforward.
Yes, it is very straightforward.
He was born in a different country,
not born.
Bro, what? Wow.
That was.
Sorry.
The Russian.
That was
All right,
nasty.
question number 2.
I'm like apologizing for winning.
Let's wash this bad taste out of our mouths. What year was the last? Okay, I'm done.
Okay.
Oh, no, not again. Not again, dude. We're not.
I've made
We're not
Rob
doing
so
this.
sad.
We're not doing it again. We're not doing this again. Oh, good
It's just
God.
a game, Rob. It's just a game.
All right, let's go.
Not just a
I didn't
game.
mean to tell you where you were born.
It's
not just a
game. Question number 2. What year was the last UFC event in Sydney? What year was the last event here in beautiful Sydney? Love this place. Okay, 3.
Well,
3.
I might be wrong.
3, 2, 1.
seems a long time ago.
Sydney?
What is that? 2011? 2011?
I don't. You said Sydney, right?
2017.
Oh, I don't know.
Dang, dude, we were in Melbourne in 2019. Hey guys, does that count for anything? We were in Melbourne in 2019.
No, it doesn't. Of course not. That's outrageous.
Were we in Melbourne in
We have a
2019?
bonus point though. Where, you guys can redeem yourselves here. In 2017, when we were here in Sydney, who headlined? There's a little hint here.
Yeah, please.
It broke the record for the longest ever event. I know that because I was on the call. And it was a Brazilian versus a Polish fighter.
Oh my. Wait.
Come on.
Wait.
Oh, man, I know this. I'm pretty sure I was there.
Can you hear the music as well?
I know exactly what it is. I know exactly what it is. This is crazy.
Come on. We're going to go.
Crap.
I'm not even gonna.
All right, don't try.
I don't know.
Flip it. Oh, you
I got halfway.
Keep going.
There we go.
Hey.
No, he doesn't get unlimited time. He doesn't get unlimited time. Bro, this is what I know.
Don't cry about it, DC.
Half a point, please.
You can have half.
Yeah.
All right.
Is it like
We're
that?
awarding half
Well done.
points?
It was Verdum, Tabora. What a week that was.
Tabora versus Verdum. It was a horrible fight.
Question number 3. You're allowed to say that. I certainly am not. The Australian version of the United States Burger King was founded in 1971.
I literally just saw it.
What is the name?
I literally just saw it right next to the freaking
What?
hotel.
Burger King?
No,
The
yeah, dude,
Australian
it's right
version.
next to the hotel.
I can see.
It's better than Burger King.
Wait.
Sanko's
know it?
eyes are wandering a little bit. Let's flip them.
Big fan.
There we go. Hungry Jack.
Big fan.
Hungry
Sandwich
Jacks. I
Sandwich
swear, Hungry
Wizard.
Jacks. Hungry Jacks was right. It's right outside the hotel.
What did you write?
Sandwich
Wizard.
Sandwich
I
Wizard?
have no idea.
Are we just
I've
making
heard that
stuff
I
up?
snacks
haven't
are-
left the hotel. I
The
don't know
snacks are
anything
magical.
about Sydney.
Hey, wait,
And
so
this
it's
marker
1-1-1 on.
sucks.
It's only 1-1-1.
All right, question number 4. We got a long way to go.
1.5.
What was the last fight to headline a card in New Zealand?
Say that again, sorry, someone was in my ear.
Excuse me.
New Zealand.
What was the last fight to headline a card in New Zealand? It was at 155.
Hold on, can you say that again?
155 pounds?
What was the last fight to headline a card in New Zealand?
This one I actually know. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, lightweight. Oh, crap.
You're going to kick yourselves if you don't get this one.
We don't need to keep helping them.
Is there a hint?
Flip them.
Felder versus Hooker.
What is
God, dang it.
There you go.
We actually got
That
it.
felt very late in the game, Rob. That felt awfully late.
Somebody help him.
Don't worry about it.
It doesn't matter.
Don't worry about it.
Question number 5. You right? You all paying attention?
Yeah.
Yep. Take
Yeah.
the red pill and find out. Many of the futuristic locations in what iconic 1999 film are actually in Sydney, Australia? Many of the futuristic locations in what iconic 1999
This
film
is crazy.
are
Like,
actually in Sydney, Australia?
Wait.
3, 2, One.
Surely that hint.
Well done. The Matrix.
It's
I was like, unless you're
futuristic, that's what you had to-
tricking me.
Yeah, very good. Question number 6. The UFC's first trip to Australia came all the way back in 2010, headlined by 2 heavyweight legends. Can you name who headlined the event?
I know this one. I know this one.
Trip to Australia. 2 legends at
I
heavyweight.
actually remembered. Oh.
3, 2, 1.
Oh no.
It was Big Nog and Cain Velasquez.
Dude, I knew that one. Kane got him with the uppercut, left hand, right hook, and everything else he threw.
Yes.
Question number 7. Everyone ready?
Who's winning? I need a
Nobody
point
knows the
update.
score.
I need a point update.
So, I'm going to get a little here. Two, right. We're just getting the scores up. 4 to 3.5 to 2 is the current scoreline. All right, we're ready for this next one.
Yeah.
Question 7. 2 malted biscuits separated by a light chocolate cream filling and coated in a thin layer of textured chocolate make up what
I feel
snack
slightly
brand introduced?
turned on right now.
Thank you. But what brand introduced to Australia in 1964 by Arnott's?
Probably.
What? Name? What do you call
speaking
2
English right
malted
now?
biscuits separated by a light chocolate cream
The
filling?
best thing since
Two
water.
malted biscuits separated by a filling. Like, what's the snack?
The best thing since
one.
bread.
The best thing since bread.
Yeah.
Not sliced bread, just bread.
All bread.
All bread, any old bread.
Every bread.
3, 2, 1. It's a Tim Tam.
Of course
yeah.
I did. Of course you
I mean,
Before
you
going
guys,
on,
this one, I feel like
need
this
to-
game is a little bit skewed towards Rob.
A little.
Like,
A little.
Look, get yourself some at the airport on the way home.
Give us some freaking
They're the
American.
best biscuit you've ever had.
Really?
Yeah.
I've actually had them before. They are good.
Y'all gave me Vegemite.
Good.
Oh, yeah.
That's an acquired taste.
That is. Question number 8. Which species of bird found in Australia is the 2nd largest living bird by height after the ostrich?
I know this.
Yes. Starting to come into my strengths.
Big birds.
These are
Big birds are your strengths? Flip 'em.
Big birds.
Well done, guys.
Big
Yeah,
birds.
emu.
How do you
Question
say
number
it? Emu?
Emu.
Emu.
Oh, wow.
Emu.
Emu.
Do you go emu? You don't go emu, do you?
You guys.
What is happening? Question number 9. What 1986 film is the highest grossing Australian movie of all time? mate?
Highest grossing Australian movie of all time.
Yeah, you ripper.
What year?
Wait, what did you call it?
1986.
1986, highest grossing.
No idea.
You got it? What's
Wait,
happening?
no.
Who's giving some...
No.
What's happening
No
around
charades
here?
in here. No charades in here. Get out of here.
I sit...
What are y'all talking about?
cheating going on over here. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, of course. You know
That's
what?
not a
Crocodile
knife.
Dundee!
Is
Crocodile Dundee, motherfuckers!
That's
You
not
get
a
it.
knife. This is a knife.
I believe that you knew that.
I knew it.
No, you didn't.
Crocodile Dundee.
No, you did not. That's
great.
not
Last
a knife.
question.
That's a knife.
Last
That
question.
was
There you go.
good.
Wait, so
I
what's the
know.
score? What's the score?
good.
Am I in?
All right,
Working on that.
I'm gonna,
Yes.
we have a
So
runaway here.
you know, got you that 0.5.
4 to 6.5 to 4. Okay.
I want to beat Laura. Come on.
Let's find out. Question number 10. Also the name of a place in The Wizard of Oz, what nickname has been used for Sydney since the 1987 play of the same name by Australian playwright, my favourite, David Williamson?
David Williamson, playwright. Would you say
that again?
another name for Sydney?
Yeah. The Wizard of Oz is the key to this. So also the name of a place in The Wizard of Oz. In the film, what nickname has been
got it.
used
I mean, I
for
think
Sydney since
I'm guessing,
1987?
but
I've already won.
I did.
Okay, well done, Laura.
I'm
You are
so
right.
excited to get
Emerald City,
second.
really? Is that what it's called?
Very good.
I was going to say it's Yellow Brick Road.
It's the only thing I could remember.
So,
Hey, Laura.
I knew it wasn't Kansas.
that over.
Yeah?
Give him the belt.
Does he
Give it
really
up.
want it?
Yeah,
Does he
wants
really want it?
Yeah, he wants it. Give him the belt.
Do I have to get up?
Yeah, you
So,
do.
Present it to
RJ,
him?
bring on the Tim Tams for our American cousins.
Oh,
You
wait.
guys can
Oh,
have
This
a
is a
couple.
real thing?
Oh, no, hold on. What flavor's that?
It's deluxe dark chocolate
No,
mint.
you don't want that one.
No,
What
I
the
love
milk?
it.
You want the milk?
What's
The
that one?
milk.
Is that caramel?
Caramel.
You don't want that one either.
Oh, I don't?
Nah.
Okay.
Do I want one?
You want double
The
coat.
normal.
Double coat Tim Tams. It's the only way to do it.
What's your middle
No,
name?
it's good, it's good.
What's your middle name?
They're good. They're
What's your
still better
middle
than my middle name.
Yeah.
John.
John. Okay. Robert John Whitaker. I would like to present you with this undisputed weigh-in show belt that you won because you're Australian and for no other reason.
Thank
Congratulations.
you. I appreciate this.
Yep.
This goes out to all my fans out there that believed in me still.
You did well.
That's all I've got.
Nice and short.
No, these flavors of Tim Tam are still better than anything you have in the States.
Wow. I heard that Australian snacks go great with Mexican beer.
Bro, you're so crazy.
Rumor?
You think this is better than anything we have in the States?
Biscuit-wise?
It's a little dry.
This is not a biscuit, it's a cookie.
I heard something
What do you
about
mean?
sick
That's what they
in
call
the chocolate.
It's a cookie, not a biscuit.
But
A biscuit is
so what do you guys call biscuits?
No,
Like-
a biscuit is a
DC.
baked. A biscuit is a baked. It's flaky.
Yeah, what do you
It's
call that?
buttery.
No,
And you
not
put
flaky.
jelly in it.
What is this?
A biscuit.
An
We're
actual
trying to define a
biscuit.
biscuit.
A biscuit, bro.
A
You
biscuit.
take it
These are
and you
biscuits.
make dough.
We invented tea in the UK.
And you put
so
gravy on it.
Oh,
and
you
it's
put
so
gravy on the
good.
biscuit with
Who
sausage.
invented
Sausage in it
biscuits?
and lots of black pepper.
I'm sure we do.
Dude, come on. I mean, come
like
on,
the
Laura.
UK
Now
or
we're
something.
talking.
Yeah, we are.
Hey, don't be
Some American
hey,
shit.
Hey, calm down, buddy. It's all right.
Biscuit?
It's all
We're
right.
just loving us some
You guys don't eat
baked
cookies?
biscuits.
What do you call a cookie?
Biscuits. You have like beef.
What do you call a
brisket.
cookie?
Sorry, is that something different? That sounds similar.
Cookies are biscuits. It's not the same.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. We'd call them a
I hate
biscuit.
seeing
Some
you
of the
so
same
broken up
family
about
tree.
this. Though.
Yeah, I'm like, it's like my mind is like blown.
He's upset about it. Like he's legitimately upset about
I'm
it.
like, yo, man, this dude over here talking about a Tam
Are you
Tam.
upset?
I don't know why you're so upset about
That
this.
Tam Tam's pretty good though. I'll tell you that much. That's a good Tam Tam.
It doesn't seem like
You're
it.
so upset though.
I literally hate this thing, bro. Who gave him this? It's the worst thing ever. Who gave them this?
Oh my God, the world is mad, isn't it? This AI. Oh,
Tim Tams are pretty good though.
unreal.
It's not bad.
Let's play another game, shall we?
Oh Lord, yes.
Anytime Israel Adesanya is
Still going.
Take it off.
Leave it on.
together. This is so
Leave it
good.
on.
Oh,
Want it
sorry.
bad.
Oh, I'm such a kid. I love that. Really tickles me. Okay, we're going to go for your top 5 best strikers in the UFC. Anytime Adesanya is headline our card, you know we're going to see some high-level striking. But where does he stack up against the rest of the UFC? We're going to go around, find out
Hey,
how
John,
you guys have
John,
this. Yes, sir.
why
Yes,
do
sir.
you get to not have this stupid ass face? Look at that, look at that. Why you don't have to look stupid?
Well, I couldn't look any more stupid than that. Why are my eyes like that?
Why are you so
You
tan?
have a thyroid problem. Look at that. Wow. Look, you're so fat.
Oh my God!
He's
How
sick.
can I look better than I
That
do
mug is
in
sick.
real life?
He's a very sick man.
Wow.
Remember the movie Mrs. Doubtfire? You're like you're halfway through your makeup.
Could you just ask the question, bro?
Is that the same filter?
Mrs. Doubtfire.
It's
That's a
Mrs.
different. That's a
Doubtfire.
happy filter.
Mrs. Doubtfire.
Oh, that makes sense.
Rob, hey, come on, dude. John.
All right, sorry, I'm just having
Ask it.
too much fun over here.
It's,
All right,
not
top five.
it's not a great question either, but
Top 5. Well, it's not my question. Top 5 best strikers in the UFC. Your top 5. We are coming to you, DC first.
oh, really?
Yeah, we
Okay.
are. Yeah,
You
yeah,
ready?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I can't stop looking at it, John.
My top 5 best strikers in the UFC. 1, Adesanya. I mean, 2, Pereira. Alex Pereira.
Good job.
I mean, these are 2 greatest kickboxers in the sports scene ever in terms of accomplishments. Number 3, Alexander Volkanovski. I don't know how this Australian Russian is like so good. He can do everything perfect, right? It's like the Australian guy with the Russian last name. He's like unbelievably good. He can do everything.
Macedonian. Right. Sorry.
Max Holloway. Max Holloway, we have seen him
Greek.
time and time again. We have seen Holloway time and time again just show out on the feet. And last, I'm going Sugar Sean O'Malley. Now, Sean O'Malley might not be the greatest striker in regards to kicking, but in terms of boxing and setups, I don't know many people that do it better than Sugar Sean O'Malley.
Can I just stop you a second?
Go ahead.
Do you remember the last time that we did this list?
Yeah,
And I put Sean O'Malley on my list. And do you remember what you did?
What did I do?
You laughed in my face.
I laugh your ass off the stage.
You laughed my ass off the stage because I said that Sean
can I say
O'Malley.
something?
And now
Can I
he's
say-
top 5.
No,
Now
no,
he's
can
top
I say
5.
something? Can I say something? Because
got
when
better.
you said it was in 2000, yes, he's improved. He's improved.
It was last year.
No, it was 2021. It was 2 years ago.
It was
A lot can
November.
change in 21.
It
no.
was last November
It
that
was
I
2
said
years
it.
ago. It was 2 years ago.
No.
It was
Laura,
in 21. In 2 years, Laura, a lot can change. Don't you do that.
I'm just saying.
You heard the whistle.
Bro, dude, Sean O'Malley had the...
Respect the whistle.
All I
Respect
want is like a formal apology.
No chance.
Wow.
Dude, that was 2 years ago.
reaching.
It was November.
No, he didn't fight in November.
We were doing the list in November.
He did not fight in November.
I know we
and
didn't
why
fight
would
in November. We did the list in November, and I had him on my list. You're like,
so a year ago. So yeah, a year ago. He's gotten better. He's improved.
Hey Rob, remember when you were asking me the
MSG,
definition of
when
gaslighting?
When Izzy and Alex fought, we had the same list, and I said O'Malley, and you were like,
because he wasn't ready. He's gotten better.
So from November
You're really
to
good
now,
at impersonations.
he's gone from
Today you're on fire.
laughable to top 5.
Well, if I'm being honest, like he was number 6 or 7, and I laughed because he just wasn't there. So yeah, he's going up one spot. He had barely missed the cut.
Just missed the cut.
He was right there.
Rob, who have you got in your top 5?
Okay, here we go. Now, firstly, I have where is it? I want to see it come on the screen like everybody else. I have Stephen Thompson as number 1 because I love watching that guy do his craft. It is amazing to see, and it's not conventional for mixed martial arts because you don't see a lot of like straight boxing or kickboxing, but the way he floats around the octagon, the way he sets up his angles.
His hips are just different as well.
Yeah, it is. And what's crazy about it is that he's the only one that can really do it. Like, he's the only one that can get away with it. Next up, we have Volk. Okay, I was struggling with this strikers list because there's good striking and pretty striking, and then there's striking that works. And Volk isn't super flashy or like, but it works. He makes it work. He puts beatings on guys, and yeah, he has to be on my list for that. We've got Yair.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
Another guy that floats around the octagon, sets up angles, really uses his creative process to just, hurt his opponents. Next up, we've got Sean. He has an uncanny ability to land shots, to find his mark and to land his shot. And he has such confidence in doing it, he has to be on the list
It's a
for
really
that.
smart answer.
Since November, he's gotten really good.
Yeah, in the last 3 months, he's gotten out of this world, like out of this world.
In fairness, if you knock out the best bantamweight ever.
And that's the thing, like to put that shot on, he has to be on the list for that. And Conor, I think Conor is one of the better strikers of the game. I think the way he talks and the way he performs outside of the octagon really took away almost how good of a striker he was. And that's my list.
That's a really good list.
Thank you. That's like,
good list.
There was a very key word in Rob's description. The way he talks really did hide how good of a striker he was. The list is the top 5 strikers in the UFC right now. It's not was. He didn't understand the assignment.
Hit me on a technicality.
He didn't understand the assignment.
This isn't
top 5 strikers in the solder pool.
Give me the belt.
This isn't a game.
Give me the belt. Give me the belt. You just didn't understand the assignment.
I'm getting good pressure.
No. You're right. Laura, who have you got?
Jeez Louise. Don't give in to that. Ever.
It almost worked.
I'm disappointed that you nearly went for that, Rob. Oh, no. Look, he's running out of belts.
Give me the belt.
isn't yours.
Give me the belt. Give me the belt. Give me the belt.
Give him the belt, Rob. He's disrespecting the belt.
Fucking champ again. I'm the champ again in this bitch.
No,
Yes, I am.
you're not.
Don't act like, hey, Laura, don't act like I done fell ass backwards in the championships before in my life. So, yes, I am the champ again. Because
doing it again.
In 2017, I lost, and then I woke up one morning and they gave me the belt back. So don't even act like I was just get belt somehow. So it is what it is.
This is obviously a contentious list because we're running long.
I can't believe you just handed that to you. All right, number 1, I have Israel Adesanya for all of the reasons that we have been talking about all week. The trap setting, the distance management, the shot selection, the number of weapons, insane. Alex Volkanovski, Rob described it best. I don't even have to add to that. Alex Pereira, for obvious reasons. When you can go toe-to-toe with Izzy and get the better of him at times, you got to be on the list.
He's won 3 out of 4 fights.
I know. That's why he's on there.
He should
Number
be above
4, Sean O'Malley. For all of the reasons that we have all mentioned, deserves to be on this list.
Great choice.
And deserved to be on it prior to now also.
Are we still doing this? Like, are you gonna like badger me? Like, you're not married to me. You don't get to badger me into like agreeing to your point. Like, that's what you do to your husband.
You're the work wife.
There are certain people who I think can like see things. They can see talent as it's developing. It takes a special eye to look and see and know.
You see, that's the thing, though. You'll lose that eye now that you did a pay-per-view because you only developed that because you're on the Contender Series.
And the number 5, Max Holloway, because he's an absolute savage and can box his socks off.
I am funny.
RJ, who you got?
I'm going to go number 5, Alexander Volkanovski. He outstruck Max Holloway 493 to 363.
Yeah,
that's crazy. He's like on everyone's top 5 list. I went with like not so much like pretty or how I would teach, but effective. So I put Sergey Pavlovich because he just ends people in one round and quickly and easily. Alex Pereira, best left hook in MMA history.
It's beautiful.
Cyril Gahn.
Yeah, what are we doing leaving Cyril Gahn?
Interesting.
I think probably the most technical, like smooth and savvy and just kind of tearing people apart. When he chooses to like sit down and throw power, he can, just never does.
Tom Aspinall might have something to say about this, but carry on.
I would pick Gahn over.
You're a homer for Tom Aspinall.
Yeah,
you can't help yourself.
I am too.
Pro boxing experience, you know, all that kind of
I'm so excited for that clash.
That's going to be good.
It's going to happen.
So excited.
I've been excited about it for about
It's
4
either going to be
years.
really, really cool or really, really bad.
Do France and England have beef? Do they have a history?
They call
Minor?
it
Is that a thing?
roast beef.
Yeah,
Paris
Paris Saint-Germain and Manchester City. Right?
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
And
Paris Saint-Germain.
Israel Adesanya.
Great.
Izzy, flashiest striker ever.
How do you say that?
Paris Saint-Germain.
Saint-Germain.
Paris Saint-Germain.
Paris Saint-Germain.
You got it.
You're from
Abu
Louisiana.
Dhabi.
You should have the French.
Abu Dhabi.
All right, real quick, I'll rip through these. I've got a slightly different take. I didn't have O'Malley on mine. I can't remember who have I got here. Have you guys got that on the screen?
Nope, gotta come from memory.
This show is such a train
I
wreck.
kind of like the way that you host this because you're not like, oh, Jared Cannonier made it.
Jared Cannonier, he's the backup for the main event.
Decided to show up.
I talked to him yesterday, and he was
184.85,
Wow.
the official weight for Jared
Of course, he got
Cannonier.
it done.
Looks skinny.
Yeah.
He looks skinny, but I always wonder how much do these guys actually get paid to do this? To make weight, go into a training camp and come fight, because this guy makes pretty decent money. Like, is he getting $100,000? Is he getting $150,000? Is he getting his show money? Like, what's it worth to weigh in as a backup fighter, especially when you're still cutting weight and those guys already made weight?
What would you do it for?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a bad.
$1 million?
$1 million?
Yes.
You're that rich
It's gonna
that you would
cost-
need $1 million
If you want me to make weight,
lose 20
if you
pounds.
want me to make weight with the idea that I might get a chance to fight, $1 million.
I find that process hard to take. Like, you
Yeah,
don't know
right?
whether
You
you're
don't
fighting
know.
or not, so you're not fully in, but you're not fully out. It's such a weird place
But
to
then you
live.
got to make like a
Yeah, I
ton
was
of money
gonna
to
say.
do it, right?
Well, at least you show money.
How about
you
you
know?
only have to cut to 265?
Yeah.
Oh, whoa.
And you get the towel.
Okay. That'll cost about 250 grand. That's cheap, man.
What about
That's a
without the
discount.
towel? What about without the towel?
Without the towel, $1 million.
Back up.
Or 1 month's salary for DC.
Very good. All right, did I have a go?
Are we still on this?
I tell you the only
Have we
difference
not
was.
finished this one yet?
Well, this is what we're going for a record-breaking segment.
Glad to be part of it.
I'm surprised you didn't bring Gaethje in there. But like after taking out Fiziev, the guys that he's faced.
He's just not that good.
Oh, come
Can't stand
on.
that guy. We golf all the time together.
No,
he's
man,
good.
he's
man.
right up there. Like to be
Third of a
where
beer,
he is
she's
in the
snorting.
lightweights.
He still owes me money from golfing, so I'm judging him based
Someone
on
put
that.
O'Malley in there. That is not supposed to be there. I did not put O'Malley in there. I put Conor McGregor.
You literally said you didn't put O'Malley, then your list
then
comes
it's
up
on
and you
there.
got O'Malley.
So why are you all doing
He's
this
a
to me?
liar, dog.
I've got to go back
got
to Europe.
smarter.
I put Conor McGregor in there. Conor McGregor's up there, but I just got to say, Max Holloway, to be able to like technically destruct people, but then throw down in the middle of the octagon like he did against Zombie and just have the eyes to find the perfect shots when apparently they're just throwing down.
It also helps whenever like you have the best chin in the
Excuse me,
history
sorry.
of punching.
Excuse me, sorry. What's happening over here?
I don't know.
Robert Whitaker is so funny.
He's a very funny guy, isn't he? She's getting drunk, bro.
A quiet
Yeah,
take.
dude, she's getting drunk.
subtle. But I've got to say, and that's why I was struggling with this list, is because Max is one of the best strikers in the world. But let's say Max had 5% less chin than he did. Would he still be up there? You know, because
He can't get dropped.
Yeah, it changes the game. Whereas Izzy, understandably, a little salty, didn't put him on my list. Don't want him on my list. But he doesn't get hit that much.
Yeah.
No, he doesn't get hit.
And he's a good striker.
And defense is part of striking.
It is. It is.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
Unless
it's a
you've got a
very
hard
good
head.
point. Right, okay, let's move on to Israel Adesanya. You're going to like this. Hot or not?
Mate.
Now, he hasn't just dazzled us with striking displays. Oh, no. He
That boy dressed
also
me.
makes waves with his outfits, with his performances, etc. We've seen him in fur coats to the wild outfits on his walkouts. Give us a hot or not. Laura, you look like you're really on this one. Is that hot or is that not?
I can't react to this.
Why not?
I don't think I like it though. I think it's too much.
It's that one.
It's too big. But he's a big personality. He's a bit flamboyant. I think it works for him. So to the general public, it was probably pretty hot.
I mean, I bet he was hot temperature-wise.
I'm not on that one.
Watch is too much?
I'm not on that
No,
one.
I think the jacket.
The watch
I
is
think
too
it's
much?
actually Lion King.
That's what he picks up on.
The watch is
It's
too
the
much.
watch.
But I think like
Okay, that's hot. That's hot.
that's better, right? Because that's stylish, right? It's the same type of feel with the. I mean, he does. It seems like he doesn't like animals.
Let's let Rob in. What do you think?
I'm going to say no to everything. I don't particularly like the fella. I don't care what he's wearing. I don't want to see him.
I think this is nice though, right? You got the leather, you got the.
Sorry, Rob, what do you think?
No, wait, this one's growing on me. This one's growing on me, guys.
What is
That's
that?
traditional
Is that cake?
clothing.
Oh, okay.
From
pretty nice.
That's hot then. I respect. If that's traditional
nice.
clothing, then I
That's
respect that. That's hot. Sure.
Okay, Rob, what do you think?
That's nice.
That is nice.
Well, I've got to say it's hot because of the bow tie, but if you're going to wear a bow tie, at least get
It's
it
crooked.
At least get it straight.
That's
so.
bugging the heck out of John.
That's nice,
I don't know,
man.
it's probably one of the. What do you want me to say? It's,
Hot or not, Rob? It's simple.
Just say not. It's okay.
not.
That's nice, Rob. That's hot. You would wear that.
That.
You would wear that.
Would you wear the slides? You got
He's
those?
wearing slides.
No, but not the slides. But that outfit you would wear.
Hotel slippers.
You'd wear that.
No, I wouldn't.
No.
No. Would you?
That's hot,
Are
man.
they the ones
You
that
wear
they
that?
give you
Well,
on
I'm
the
not
plane?
sick. I
You
don't
wear
have the
that?
body like you guys. If I had your guys' body, yeah, I would wear that.
They make that for you.
No, don't make that
for
double
big
XL.
people.
Rob, how is it?
They
Might have to
make
wait
that
a week.
husky.
Oh no, dude.
Oh, is that really? Is
What
he?
is this?
In his underwear?
Yeah.
Is he a model now too? That's hot, man. That's hot. You get the model.
I'm a
You
married
get the
woman. That's
model?
not hot.
This pretty sick too, Rob.
Okay, that's actually hot. This I like.
What is it?
Fashion, fighting.
Maybe I'm just too uncultured to appreciate
Too uncomfortable.
all the levels, all the levels of.
I mean, it's fighting. This is fighting. This is fashion. That works.
I like that last
Izzy
one.
got some nice outfits, man. Izzy got some nice outfits.
Let's have your attention because we're going to go rapid fire now. So
Okay,
I've
rapid.
been told I've got to rip through these. All right, team, we up? UFC 293 rapid fire. Question number 1. Which Oceanic fighter not named Israel Adesanya has a chance to leave with the most momentum after UFC 293?
Ooh. What order are we going in? Okay, sorry, I'm just checking. I'm
going
talking to our
first.
producer
We're going
here.
you
Just
first.
checking. I'm sorry, I have half a beer. We know how this affects me. I think Ty would have a tremendous amount of momentum if he beat someone like Volkanovski. Or Volkov.
Probably Jack Jenkins. I reckon he gets a win up. Like he's. I don't know. I think he's got the tide in his favour.
DC?
I mean, is New Zealand like? Can we
Yeah,
count
it's
those? names?
Oceanic.
Okay. Adesanya, because every title fight.
Adesanya.
No, because outside of
the
every.
question says-
Because outside of every title
Not
fight.
Adesanya, anyone else, but not him, anyone else. from the
Anyone
region.
but Adesanya?
Yeah.
I mean, God, I guess I would say Jack Jenkins.
You're killing me, bro. You're killing me, bro. What are you doing? I'm taking all my stuff.
How about Carlos Ulberg?
He's the guy who's going to have.
Carlos Ulberg would have
I like
an
Jack
insane
Jenkins.
knockout streak.
If Jack Jenkins goes to 3-0 at this point.
What about Carlos Ulberg, who can go
Yeah,
to
but
Like five knockouts in a row.
Yeah, but I
Yeah.
get it though. But in the Carlos Ulberg thing, like him, but I think he's getting favorable matchups.
I think Ty goes back in the conversation as
Yeah.
well because
I think
Volkov's a big dude.
I think this Jenkins kid is.
Are we going to do rapid fire?
Rapid, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Does Izzy have a chance of becoming the greatest middleweight in UFC history, or is the bar Anderson set too high?
No, I think he has a chance because I'm a big believer that greatness and perfection are two different things, and I think that, you can be great without being perfect.
Okay, obviously this is without biasism. He did lose to Pereira. I think that puts a pretty big obstacle in his path to to being claimed the greatest of all time. Especially when that's what Anderson Silva did so well, was held that belt for that amount of years.
Okay, DC.
He can.
Okay.
Absolutely can.
Thank you. Question number 3. Higher on your pound-for-pound list, Leon Edwards or Israel Adesanya? Sorry, bro. Sorry, dude. Sorry. No, respectfully, sorry. Sorry, I cut you.
Walk off.
I thought you had that filter on your face for a second, but I realized I wasn't looking at the screen.
Oh, sorry. I was trying to go back a little time out here. I thought you were done. Sorry. Higher on your pound-for-pound list, Leon Edwards or Israel Adesanya? They are number 4 and number 5 in the UFC pound-for-pound rankings, with Izzy behind him at number 5.
Izzy.
Yeah, I'll put Izzy. Bloody hell.
That was so painful.
Reluctantly, I'd put him higher than Leon.
I gotta put Leon Edwards. I think Leon Edwards. He beat Kamaru Usman, and he had to fight a full-on mixed martial arts fight. He didn't lose to a striker.
Up at altitude as well.
Yeah, he didn't lose to a guy that just had the same skill set as him. So.
Number 4. Who won the press conference yesterday, Strickland or Adesanya?
Ty?
Strickland or Adesanya?
Strickland, only because he got such a great pop from the crowd that I was surprised by.
I'm going to say that. That Manuel fella.
No, I know.
Strickland or Adesanya, Rob? Come on, you can say it.
Adesanya.
I'll say Adesanya. He was a little more classy, didn't go into the trash with him. He acted more like Robert Whittaker yesterday than they seem very similar personalities.
Oh, we like that. There you go.
He was classy yesterday.
There you go.
Bigger champion upset, Strickland beating Izzy or Pena over Nunes?
I think Pena over Nunes is still the bigger upset.
Yeah, Nunes was untouchable. Untouchable before that fight.
Strickland. It's got to be Strickland. Because for as good as Amanda was, we had seen Amanda have to deal with this type of fighter before, and she had lost. Izzy has not lost to someone like this in his life. So it will be Strickland.
That was really circular logic, but I'll go with you.
It's the truth, though, right? We had seen Kat Zingano beat Amanda. We had seen Amanda struggle with those types of fights. Izzy's never lost to no one like this.
Tall striker?
I would love to see Sean.
I'm talking like a guy that's going to strike with him, not wrestle him.
That'll make my Christmas.
The only person Izzy lost to is freaking Blachowicz and Pereira. But Pereira is it's like a perfect fight for Pereira, right? That's why he became the champ. People wouldn't have picked him to beat anybody else holding that belt. But Sean Strickland doesn't kickbox at that level. He's got to box Israel Adesanya to a decision tomorrow.
Fact or fiction? Sean Strickland will land at least 1 takedown. This is easy. Come on, gang. We can fire through this.
Fiction.
Fiction.
Fact. It's got to.
DC.
Fiction.
Okay.
I've seen better wrestlers not have success taking him down.
That's why I said it too.
Okay. Will Adesanya go for a finish or look to counter-attack on the feet? Laura.
Finish.
Finish.
Crazy. Counter.
But this is both. The two
he's going to finish with a counter.
The two in the same thing.
I love this fight. I hope that Izzy can put his foot on the gas in this one, because generally in these, it's so risky, right, that he tries to manage those so much that if Sean don't force the fight, it could be.
But Sean doesn't hit that hard. I don't know that he'll be that worried about it.
I'm telling you, I've seen him fight against Cannonier, and I've seen him fight Romero. When there's a lot of risk and not as much reward, he really does take his time.
If you were a UFC heavyweight, would you rather have Tuivasa or Volkov's physical gifts and size?
That's such a weird thing to think about for me to weigh 265. Volkov, he's got tremendous assets.
Can we open the question to just all life? Volkov. I think being that 7-foot giant would come in handy.
That'd be fun.
I'd be playing NBA basketball because I'm so athletic. Volkov.
Volkov?
Yeah.
I've been lifting weights.
I am Ty Tuivasa. I want to be myself. I want to choose myself.
True or false?
Great legs.
Great legs.
Really great legs.
Fantastic. Heavy legs, right? True or false? Thick. Is that what it was? Thick. Boy. True or false? Manel Kape will fight for the flyweight title someday.
Oh, true. True. Manel Kape's amazing.
True. I missed the question.
True. Yeah, he's got the ability.
All right.
Some point.
Let's bring out our French friend now, Philippe Philop with RJ.
Philippe Philop?
Yeah, flip-flops.
Oh,
Thongs, as they're called over
Yeah,
there.
they're called Toss the Thong. I was very disappointed to find out it was these. But the game in and of itself, very simple. So it's an Australia Day game. So what you're going to do is you're going to come over here, everybody. Follow
Right now?
me.
Okay.
Right, follow me. Over here.
This is, Rob.
No. All you got to do, it's a very simple game. Very simple game. Not complicated rules at all. Whoever throws the thong furthest up the arena is the champion.
Why do we always end on actual athletic things?
Oh, this is not what we're ending on.
Okay.
We're getting much more athletic.
All right.
Okay, what's...
Go ahead, Laura.
Typically, whoever's holding the belt gets
Rob, you go first.
Okay, looks like DC's holding the belt.
Luckily, we have seating that can easily decide who's up.
Can I knock it
Who
first?
wins?
I've got to stretch.
You got to go first.
Nope, you got to throw out your shoulder.
Or maybe let Laura go. She doesn't need to stretch.
I need advice
She's
from an
literally
Australian.
going to throw it.
There's no technique to it.
2 yards in.
No, but should I throw it overhand or underhand or what?
Always overhand.
Always overhand? And like just chuck it, like tomahawk it?
Yeah, go ahead, Laura.
Yeah.
Throw it up there.
Do a little spiral.
Hi.
Laura's going first. Wait, hold on. Lauren's going first.
We play this on the weekends.
Let me make sure I get situated.
Can you knock it up
Okay, go.
Something to aim at, RJ?
Okay, what?
As far as you can, Laura. Give it a chuck.
All right, here we
Jesus,
go.
I'm right in your way here.
Toss that thong.
There we go.
All right. Hey.
Thanks for the round of applause, guys.
Nice, Laura.
LL.
Thank you. Thank
Row
you.
LL.
Oh, wow. Freaking
I
incredible.
have Laura's thong right here.
Weird that a woman who weighs 115 pounds can't throw very hard.
Rob,
Oh, I want Robert Whitaker to go next.
I'm lost.
No, you're next.
No. I
You
want you to see
gave
my
the belt.
technique.
You gave the
I don't
belt
want you to see
away.
my technique.
You
that's
gave the
exactly
belt
why.
away, so now I'm the
No.
champ, so I choose. You're next.
You are not.
Still not going to be
You're
good.
next, Rob. Good.
Rob's just getting verbally bullied today.
No, Rob is just like, Rob's a very nice guy.
Whoa!
Oh, he likes
It's
shorter than Laura.
Is that the technique
Laura
you
is
were
still
trying to
winning.
hide
I
from
just
us?
beat Robert Whitaker.
Go good and go good and go good.
That's the technique.
Laura just
I just beat Robert Whitaker at an athletic event.
A breeze took it.
Rob Whitaker looked like Rob Whitaker throw looked like Conor McGregor first pitch.
Now,
Wow!
we've got a bouncer.
Oh, nice.
Wow!
You didn't look very graceful doing
Olympic.
it.
Right, as long as
It
it's
went good.
effective.
Row F.
Oh, he's
Row
still-
F.
Oh, gosh.
All right,
Getting out of the way of
DC.
this.
Beat this.
That's the man right there. That's a real American man right there. True blue
American man.
American steel for the championship. In international competition, that is what we do. That is why every time, every 4 years, we Americans win the fucking Olympics. Show me a replay of my shit. Let me see it. Run that clip. Watch how I step up into that bitch. Look, Laura trying to cheat too. Look at that. Look. Oh, that was beautiful.
It was a spin.
American.
Of course, it's
It was a
baseball
spin.
style, pretty much. Yeah.
Hey, what's
I went more
America's game?
cricket. I went more
What's
cricket.
America's game?
Wrestling.
Basketball. So,
Laura.
Congrats on outthrowing
Laura, stop.
a woman.
Oh yeah.
A triathlete.
Yeah. You know what else? You wanna talk? You wanna be disrespectful because you competed against me? Tomorrow you actually get to sit with me. So commentate now, Laura Sanko. I got some video. Commentate the damn fights. Run the video.
What?
I want Laura to commentate right now. Commentate
God.
right now, Laura Sanko.
Oh wow. We've got a spinning back fist, took out the little shit. Wow. Down on the knees, not good.
Keep up with the action, Laura. Sometimes it
White
gets fast.
helmet guy is absolutely after it. Look at the tie up there. Oh, he's going. Oh,
Laura, we
this
get
is so bad.
Laura, keep going.
White
We got more.
helmets, what
We
is
got more.
happening?
Keep going.
Okay.
Yep. Commentate
What is
these two big boys.
Okay.
how many big boys?
There's three of them.
Blue shorts.
Yeah.
What? There's 3 people.
I'm for this.
Because you're losing your way, Laura. Come on.
Laura, Laura, let me tell you something. You commentate like this.
Quit interrupting.
You're going to end up counting. You don't call this shit next.
Between 3 fat guys.
Laura.
They both got knocked out.
Laura.
Wow.
That guy did not help his mate at all. Like, at all.
Rob, stop. Laura, I'll give you one last chance.
Shush. Listen.
Go ahead, Laura.
Okay, Dean Thomas off to a good start here, looking well balanced. Who was that on the right? Oh, is that DC?
That sounds like play-by-play, not color, DC. Laura.
I like how Dean is making this turn here. Oh, a sneaky move by Dean Thomas. That's good strategy.
That went down.
Daniel Cormier.
Oh my.
Eats pavement here.
I hurt myself so bad doing this.
I forgot about this.
Oh, well recovered.
I hurt myself.
This was not part of his strategy coming into this fight. Daniel said that he was going to do really well, and this is not what's happening here at all. Daniel
oh my goodness.
Laura, there's more. You're not off the hook yet. Keep going.
Oh, geez.
Oh, that's Laura Sanko right there.
God.
Let's
this
go.
is embarrassing.
Commentate that, Laura. Commentate that.
Laura doesn't know what she's doing yet. Laura trying for an Uchimata does not get it because she doesn't have her hips through. And
Laura, you trying some bullshit right now.
I was. Laura Sanko doesn't look like
it
she
works.
knows what she's doing.
That shit works. Does that work?
That's early women's MMA for you right there. That's some messy shit.
What the fuck?
I like the little elbows from Sanko there, grinding on the face of Rob, really making her uncomfortable.
Stupid.
Sanko doing a good job of controlling this top half here.
Oh, nice, Laura, knee on belly.
Yep, Sanko goes knee on belly. She's going to look to find some sort
She's
of
trying to go to an
submission
armbar. She's going
setup
to an armbar. I mean...
No, she's going to do damage.
Oh, wow. Oh, she's going for the rear choke.
She's looking for a rear naked choke. And look, Rob changes the angle, but Sanko says, no, don't worry about it. I can rear naked choke you from any angle. That's how I do it. Slide the grip through.
Oh, that's over.
And it is over.
You really did your research on
That's
this,
actually very weird that she, I mean, you remember how mad I got at the guy on Contender a couple weeks ago because he went back into the submission?
Yeah.
The girl just did the same thing. She was out. Like, she was literally on her side.
No, she wasn't.
She was on her side away from you.
I can do it like that. You know how Julian Robertson can do it without like having hooks
just
in
like you
from
could
a
do
weird
that
angle?
takedown you got.
Would you like me to show you?
You did that. You did that takedown. That doesn't mean the shit is right.
There's also like a full minute where she has me completely mounted and just elbowing my face.
That was from behind victory
Laura.
for Sanko.
It was a great comeback. It was a good comeback.
Laura, you're making that debut this weekend. That's a big deal. But I'm going to tell you this.
Thank you.
You better fucking get ready. Yeah. Because you better bring the excitement. We ready?
I'm ready.
I know you are.
I'm excited
We've
to do
worked
it with
together
you.
quite a bit.
I know.
She does a really good job.
Oh,
sometimes when I get lost,
nice.
Sometimes we're on the Contender Series and they're like, we're in rehearsals because we rehearse on the Contender Series more than any show in the history of sports. And they're like, DC, talk to me about quinientos or whatever. You know the quinientos? And I'm like, okay.
I said
switch to Laura.
Right.
I'm like, switch to Laura.
It just
and then,
me for the rest
Laura
of the
has
show.
it. Laura has it. Like,
Thank
she
you.
has that person, and that's one of the areas that I'm covered tomorrow. Because with her and John Anik, there is no one that is not completely covered. Because
Thank you. I appreciate you.
let me tell you something.
Thank
Sometimes when me and Joe just laugh, it's because neither one of us know what's going on out there.
See, are you going to bring that whistle?
Don't let them know.
For Laura? You going to bring the
I'm
whistle?
going to have my whistle on there, too.
You can just push my button. You can just push my mute button.
One thing that the show always has is rent-free moment.
Oh, man.
So it's the moment that lives in the minds of the analysts. And, of course, we're going to make it relevant to where we are in Australia, but we're going to open it up to New Zealand as well. So, guys and gals, please give us your rent-free moment from Australia or New Zealand. Let's go to pay-per-view's newest analyst, Laura Sanko.
All right. This one was an easy one for me because I got my homework in early. I knew other people would be after this moment.
Yeah, thanks.
I'm sorry, UFC 193, Melbourne, Australia. That kick right there, I know in retrospect it makes sense, but at the moment, that was the most shocking thing that we had seen in the UFC in years because Ronda Rousey was running through people. She had fights that weren't even going over a minute, and Holly Holm went out there and did that. Absolutely crazy.
Yeah, you know, for me, it's double, right? It's this one, right? Adesanya's walkout at UFC 243. There's 60,000 people in here. This is a guy that's the interim champion, challenging for a championship. He's dancing. He's getting ready to do this. He's doing the choreography. But to me, what's most important, and I'm going to tell you the true rent-free moment. Guys, the night before the fight, 6 p.m., they're doing rehearsals. Adesanya's in here practicing the rehearsal, making sure that everybody gets everything right. He wants to make sure they're hitting all the marks. He wants to make sure that the dancers are in the right place. He just is so in tune with everything that he's doing this as he's going to fight a great Robert Whittaker. Crazy. I'm sorry, Robert.
How about this one? Robert Wood. Look at this. You just got knocked out over Derek Brunson. You're a father. You're in your home country, and you give a double bird to the crowd? You're flipping off the crowd. This is your home country. You're not in hostile territory. Rob, you're a father. What were you doing? This is not you.
It was an accident. The emotions.
The birds just flew out of the cage.
The
You left the
emotions
door
just
open?
went straight through me. Derek Brunson had said so much stuff beforehand, and it just. Yeah.
So you guys stole everything, but I remembered when I was pulling up into the hotel this week, I'm like, oh, I know what happened here last time. Boomerang Gates.
That's right.
Verdun
Oh my God, you threw a boomerang at him?
At Colby Covington. It was a couple of weeks removed after we worked together in Sao Paulo.
Everybody always trying to get Colby, man. Everybody just be attacking Colby in public, man. What's going on?
Well, we know why.
Yeah, and this is my one. It was already up there, but
I love that. I love that.
I'll never forget the crowd that was behind me for this fight. The noise, the arena was just made for it. It was just again the double birds, like I said.
That was in Melbourne. Is that how y'all say that? Melbourne?
Melbourne.
Yeah, that's dude, I like that combination. I like that combination you threw off the same hand. That's a sick one.
I see a lot of people
taking your shit now, huh?
today taking my
your
thing.
stuff.
It took my thing, and no one credits me. No one credits me.
Dude, we give you credit for it.
Oh, you do, but nobody else. And you guys.
What did you say? I'm
Nobody
sorry.
else.
Listen to me.
So now we're going to play some charades, but we're going to put an MMA spin on the game. You know,
love charades.
There, Laura. It'll be okay. So DC's going to get to pick the teams because you have the belt right now after
I picked you last time. You remember? In New York, it was bad.
Bad at charades?
So you can pick your partner.
Good team?
Pick your partner, or, you know, it's up to you.
Laura's my partner tomorrow night, bro, so I'm rocking with her again.
Oh,
we didn't get it right last time. But then I tell you, like, I told you that tomorrow because, you know, we were before every show, it's like we either here or we're here. We were here today, so let's go. Let's
This is so wholesome. A wholesome
It is.
It is. It's nice.
There was like
It's nice. So
therapy
someone's
session
going
at the
to stand
beginning.
up. You're going to be given a card by RJ.
Oh, it's my turn.
Here are the rules. The answer is at the top. You have to act it out. Your teammate will have 60 seconds to get 3 correct. You have to get all 3 to earn the point. The biggest rule, no sounds, no talking. Does everyone understand the rules that they're competing under?
Yes.
Are you sure? Okay.
Let's get the clock up, and then we'll hand you that as soon as the clock starts.
2,
3,
1, go.
Holly Holm.
Very good.
Correct.
Dominic Cruz.
Yes, correct.
Oh shit! Who does that? Who does that? Oh, who does that? Oh, who slaps his face?
There's a couple.
I know there are. And it's always this Clay Guida.
There it is. Nailed it. 1 point.
Let's go.
So is it same team again or new?
Let's go, Laura.
All right,
geez.
let's go,
Laura.
That was you. That was all
I'm
you.
sorry in advance, mate.
60 seconds on the clock, please. Let me see. I don't see a clock. I don't not see a clock. 3, 2, 1, go.
Derek Lewis.
Yes, correct.
Conor McGregor.
Easy money.
Wow.
Too
Really,
easy.
guys?
That's an easy
Really?
card.
That's easy.
Wonderboy Thompson.
Nailed it. Wow.
That's too easy. They gave these guys way easier than ours.
You guys are far too good at pretending to be other people, so we're going to have to make it 30 seconds because this is getting too easy.
I can't believe
We're not ready yet. Hold on.
Fast.
30 seconds on the clock.
I'm surprised they were.
You can tell you guys have been mimicking other fighters for your teammates because you guys are nailing it perfectly.
Okay.
We got 30 seconds on the clock.
Can we get a minute? I mean,
no, 30 seconds.
It's probably going to get harder.
You're already sweating at 60. I think it's
probably going to be harder,
probably
bro.
the way to go. Wait for. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Oh my God. Adesanya?
What? Come on now, really? Oh.
Nate Diaz?
There it is.
Oh.
Daniel Cormier.
Woo!
That's a
10
high
seconds.
punch.
Who said no noises?
Yeah, it's technically a noise.
Oh, yeah.
That's technically a noise.
Oh, wait.
Nope, no point. No point. No point. No noise.
Rampage, huh?
I didn't even hear that.
It sure is.
Was it Rampage?
Rampage.
Of course it was Rampage.
Bro, that wasn't. I know I was about to get it.
Rampage.
That's okay, Laura. Don't worry about it. Don't think about
I
it.
flagged
All
it
right, John, we got
straight
30
away.
seconds on the clock. Are we ready?
I'm sorry. I regretted it as I said
3, 2, 1, and go.
Oh.
Yes. Yeah, I like that. I like that.
Oh, that's a
song.
really tough one.
Oh.
You can do any of them. You gotta get all three, but you can go in any order.
He hasn't done anything.
This is the hardest part by far. I'm not gonna lie.
No, stop. Leon Edwards.
Edwards. There we go.
Wow, that I don't know who made this card, but you torpedoed Gooden.
That was Leon Edwards.
Frankie Edgar and Darren Till were the other two. That was.
So do we go
Leon
again?
Edwards, look at me now.
Go again, right?
No,
I got a whole stack of cards.
Wait, we won. Me and Laura won.
No, there's a whole stack of cards.
We were opting out.
It's not a one-quarter football game.
It's 1-1.
I don't know what I would do for
one-round
Darren.
fight.
No, we're up 6-4.
No, it's collective. You got to get.
Oh, yeah.
What are we doing time-wise, guys? 30?
Yeah.
30. Okay. If he can't get.
I got it. Ready? Tell me when.
Go.
Oh, that's Pereira. No, Adesanya. I'm sorry. Oh, Shevchenko. Oh, that's
wow.
that is
Nailed it.
Zelda. No. Cowboy Oliveira.
Yes. Wow.
Oh man, that was good.
With 7 seconds to spare.
That was good.
I am so good at charades. I should
are.
retire. I think I'm going to retire. I'm going to eat a Tim Tam because I've earned it.
I don't.
Do you earn your calories?
That first one we got was lucky.
Oh yeah, we got burned on the second.
Dude, we are
Gooden got torpedoed.
So first team to 3 is the winning team.
Did you say?
All right.
Did you say
right
first
now.
team to hit 3?
First
Are we ready?
team to hit 3. It's
But they
2-1.
started
We got
before us.
3. We got 3 the first time, then we got 2 the second time, and 3 this time.
It's just a point
It's a
or no
point
point.
each
It's
round.
not.
Yeah.
You didn't
The
score
rest is just
last
bragging.
round.
All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Poetan.
Yeah.
Poetan.
Oh shit.
I know this one.
John Jones.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
You want to pretend to be John Jones
Oh,
and do it good too, huh?
Come on. Come on.
That was bullshit.
Pole dancer. Come on. That was an arm bar.
Hey, we won, bro. Ronda Rousey.
You're looking at the card.
No, we won.
Is that it?
Yeah, we won all 3 rounds. But I want to let Laura play again. Let's go.
Oh.
Yeah, you got to win this
Okay.
to
Now it's
see.
just for
All
fun.
right.
We've won 3, but it's just for fun. Yeah, it's
I don't know
just.
how I was going to do Ronda Rousey.
You guys lost.
This is just for fun. 3, 2, 1, go.
Yeah, it's a difficult one. Yeah.
Tai Tuivasa.
Nailed it.
Oh man.
Come
Oh
on,
man.
Laura, don't do this. I
Oh
won 3.
man.
I'll give you 3 every time.
Oh yeah. You know, imagine his
Tony
legs.
Ferguson.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh.
Philly show.
Oh yeah.
Bobby Green.
Bam.
Someone
You better.
No, I didn't say his name.
We all heard it.
You know, he said Philly
You said it out
Shell.
loud.
He said Philly Shell. He said Philly
didn't
Shell.
say Bobby Green.
I said Bobby Green.
We have a chance here.
No,
Rob.
how?
We do.
Jesus Christ.
did?
You guys
I am
have something out
terrible
for
at this.
John today.
I did? I'm so sorry.
I like when he gets his and he gets so nervous.
Two of these, there's a for sure you can pull it off.
I'm better
One
at
of them,
acting it. He's better at...
Actually, you can get all these.
Oh,
You can, there's a
Don't put me under pressure.
There's a
Don't let the
trademark
folks
with
at
each
home know
one.
that this is-
There's a trademark with each one. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Jacare.
Yep.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
BJ Penn.
Yes. Crushed it.
I would have got it. Everyone's trying to get
They're
it.
not back in the game. They're not back in the game.
I had it.
You said it was just for fun. You're not having fun anymore?
No, I'm having fun.
You're not fun?
Yeah, long as
So you want another beer?
So
long as we want.
DC's trying to give. DC's trying to help me, but I can't.
I have 2 more.
My paranoia is kicking in. I don't know if he's trying to help me or sabotage me.
I know he helped him.
I feel sorry
You're
for
a
the
giving
young
guy.
man.
I know.
I feel sorry for the young man.
All right, here we go. In 3, 2, 1.
Oh, that is Randy. No, who buried the bodies? Tito.
There it is, Tito Ortiz.
Front kick. Anderson Silva. Anderson Silva.
Last one.
Hair. Sean O'Malley.
Top 5 striker. Right there, Sean O'Malley. Top 5 striker. Last card.
We're killing it. Like we're literally. I did not mouth.
No, he didn't.
Bro, so if he just like, so Laura, they lied on the last one.
I know.
And they accepted it. Now, just because he says order
We're trying to get it in 26, and you're allowed to mouth who it is, apparently.
No, you're not.
So let's,
Last card.
Oh, man.
Final card. Here we go.
He said hair. He said hair.
Top 5 striker. 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, this is very. I know this one. I know this one.
Oh, Strickland. Sorry.
There it is.
Jesus. I don't know that second.
Do the wrist thing. Do the wrist thing.
I don't know what the wrist thing is.
Him?
Oh, him.
Yeah, the wrist thing.
The wrist. I don't know what the wrist thing is.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, you do. You never watched him fight before?
How are you doing it?
Hey, yeah. W.
Do your own thing. There you go.
It's over.
Dude, hey, are you guys in the back? Are you
I don't know what to do for this one.
Gracie train. Hey, are you guys surprised at how good Laura and I were at charades?
Honestly,
Very surprised, but you cheated. So
how good?
like,
How good of a team are we?
I'm surprised
Really?
at how
much of a
well,
cheating
how
team
good
are
you
you?
are at acting out other fighters. Like,
Really good.
I play a lot of video games.
I thought.
you play a lot of charades,
No, video games. UFC.
but charades as well.
All these signature moves on the UFC game.
EA Sports
they?
plug.
EA Sports 5 is coming out very soon.
All right, so in the build-up to this, the UFC crews entered the camps of both of the main event fighters. Let's see what they got. Here's the big one, UFC 293, Adesanya versus Strickland.
I always joke that I'm a piece of shit. I grew up with a bunch of criminals, myself included.
Like I lost my way.
Abusive, alcoholic father, you know. The mom that uses her kids as a shield to protect her from the abusive alcoholic father. I grew up white trash. I grew up violent. I grew up angry. Man, if it wasn't for fighting, I'd probably be in prison or I'd be a loser somewhere, and I just like fighting. It's the reason for me being.
Sean Strickland loves this. He's a relentless trainer. He's always in the gym.
There is nothing else in this world I would rather do.
He's a psychopath. He does do it for pleasure.
Come on, Jack! Come on, Jack!
He loves violence.
Strickland trying to end it.
That's it.
Sean Strickland!
He has the potential to be one of the best in the world.
Strickland continuing to hammer away.
It's over. That's his best performance yet.
I've been doing this every single day of my life since I was 14.
I paid my dues. Give me the title, I earned it.
Watch them all fall down.
I feel like Sean is levels behind me when it comes to skill.
Oh! He's a truly, truly unique talent.
So I'm suffering from success. You can't punish me for my own greatness. I've beat the top 5, some of them twice. I'm not underestimating him. He's not an easy fight, but I'll make it look easy.
The last style bender, ladies and gentlemen, Israel Adesanya!
This man as a fighter is greatness personified.
He is one of the absolute best pound-for-pound fighters in the sport and one of the greatest strikers that has ever competed in MMA. One of the greatest KOs I've ever seen in my life. He is now in the conversation as one of the greatest fighters of all time. But what Sean Strickland brings to the game is outstanding boxing. Strickland and is one of the most aggressive strikers in the middleweight division. He's incredibly game. This guy will get in Adesanya's face and he will test him.
People want this fight to happen just because they hate Izzy so much. People love me because you put me on a world stage and I'm like, hey, Izzy, you f***ing suck.
You don't want this guy as a champion.
Do something about it.
You don't want this guy as a champion.
Do something about it then.
Listen, bro, you're going to break a nail. Calm down.
I'll break your face.
Down.
He's a simpleton, a class clown. Like, you ain't about this life. In his heart, he knows he can't beat me. He knows he can't f*** with me.
I'm the champ. You want it? Come get it.
It's gonna be a rough one for me. It's gonna be a rough one for him. Like, it is gonna be a f***ing war.
Expect to see me at my best. Expect to see a masterclass, a showcase in true fighting. I'm gonna knock him out.
Run with them. Get me out of the house.
Welcome back. We are joined by one of the best action sports athletes in the world, Ryan Williams. Thank you very much for coming down. You've got a big date at the SLS Sydney coming up, I believe.
It's a skateboard event, and then I got Nitro Circus in America coming up. We got 11 shows, so all indoor. Let's go, no weather.
I love it. And listen, you've got a bike in front of you now. I've seen you on a scooter, a skateboard. Like, what kind of stuff can people expect to see out of you?
Basically, I also ride a couch with wheels, and we jump. There's a 50-foot ramp at Nitro Circus, and I jump on a couch. There's like a mini bike. Not so much bikes like this. We're gonna have a bit better bikes, but I mean, I'm gonna give it my best shot. But there's motocross, skateboard, scooter, BMX.
We don't spend much money at the UFC.
These
we buy cheap bikes.
These are top
shelf. What do you mean?
These will do the job for you guys.
These are their bikes. These are their training bikes. Don't.
Whose bikes?
These are legit. These are legit.
Really?
Yeah. This is with the team.
Oh,
anyway, we're going to check out some of your tricks right now, and these guys are going to pick maybe a couple that you like.
Okay.
Where's the screen?
Oh yeah.
Have we got some? So this is from.
Yeah, that's probably the one I'm gonna do.
Absolutely not. What?
That's probably the one I'm gonna do right now.
That is. If you get that wrong, you're toast.
Yeah,
That's
usually
insane.
like the bike lands on my head, but I don't catch it.
That's crazy.
Oh, that's
By the way,
I'm glad you got to show them this before I do something on flat ground.
you do realise you're in a company of a 9-time gold medalist right now. Like, this is insane. Honestly, I was watching your stuff last night. I couldn't believe what I was watching.
This gives me anxiety, honestly.
That's exactly. I didn't sleep for
That's what I see when I do it. So you just fight people. I like fight ground and gravity. That's what I do.
I'll take people later.
Yeah, and the ground usually wins when it punches you in the face.
Isn't gravity known for being undefeated?
Yeah, pretty much.
The ground's got a good chin.
So can you show us a
On
couple
this
little
thing, like
skills?
literally they gave me this bike, I was like, oh, maybe I could like 180 it. Wouldn't it be embarrassing if I couldn't? That's literally the best you're gonna get out of me on this thing. Maybe I could bike flip it, we'll see. So what I do in the video is I do a front flip and I bike flip at the same time like that.
Oh my gosh.
You throw the bike from the middle when you jump
No,
on
I don't
the board?
usually.
In the air.
On ground.
What?
Oh, be careful, you're gonna hurt yourself.
Wouldn't it be hilarious if I hurt myself on flat ground?
Yeah, don't do that now.
No.
So the SLS Sydney, like, what are the kind of extreme?
Okay, so that's going to be
tricks that you're
skateboarding, not my expertise, but it's so cool to watch. Their finesse on skateboard is incredible. But the Nitro Circus, that's what I'm a part of. That's what we're doing the show in America. We got 11 shows all indoor, and it's a whole new show. It's the 20th anniversary tour.
Nice.
And Travis Pastrana's going to be on tour.
Wow.
We've got a bunch of pro motocross riders, pro BMX, pro skateboard, pro lounge chair jumpers, like myself. There's also a land boogie boarder. His name's Dusty Weigel. Look him up. He's the best in the world because he's the only one that does it.
So you're like the most fresh-faced guy, right? Yeah, I can't imagine how young you are. Like, how long have you been doing this, like putting your life on the line for this magic?
I've been doing this probably close to 16 years. I've been on Nitro Circus for 12 years. Never had a surgery in my whole life.
Wow.
No way.
Yeah, so
I got a fresh pair of teeth, but that's not that bad.
I saw.
I know I don't say it, but I always say it now. But I'm still no surgery.
Was it a scooter trick that you did, and then your tooth followed you down?
Oh yeah, yeah. So I did a double front flip 360. I'd never tried it before. This was when I was like 17 years old. and face planted, and I was like sliding along the ground, and my tooth was following me. And then Dusty Weigel, best land boogie boarder, look him up, he's pretty crazy. He picks my tooth up to the crowd and he goes like this, and everyone cheers. And I'm like, wow. I'm like crying because I'm 17 and lost my front teeth.
Well, you've got lovely teeth.
I
now,
know.
so
Well, thanks to my dentist.
There you go. There you go. We're going to be racing these things in a second. Any last second tips for us?
These brakes don't really work, but you don't really need them.
Great.
So.
Awesome. That's awesome.
That's about all I got to tell you.
And as the champion, I choose the order.
Well, can we find out the course first? You might.
Yes.
It might influence. It might.
RJ.
It might look out.
All right, guys, this is the course. Can I borrow the weapon, please, since you've got it all warmed up for me?
Is he practicing?
He's practicing.
So what is
Oh,
this?
yeah.
Whoa.
This is a full-on cheat mode.
Do a bunny hop. Bunny hop.
Also,
I mean, that's
so
not
you're gonna go
the
this
course
way.
either, DC.
He's got to follow the arrows.
Oh my gosh!
Right.
You follow the arrows, go around the cones.
Around the cones. Last cone, and then you got to hit the straightaway as fast as you can. All right, DC, come back all the way down.
You got it.
So who is it?
All right.
I want Robert Whitaker to go first.
I knew he was going
Well, it's a race. It's
head to head.
Head to head, guys.
Is it?
DC's not.
Oh, so I want Whitaker.
Oh, we're
versus,
timing
This
it?
is time. This is time.
Yeah, I want Whitaker versus Gooden.
I kind of want
It's probably safer to do
I
it.
think we're all
going
doing it.
one-on-one.
We're all doing it. Gives a look at that big boy.
It's more entertaining to do it together, but probably safer to do it.
All right, it's
solo.
for time. Champ, are you ready?
Yeah, mate.
In 3, 2, 1, go!
He goes, yeah, mate.
Oh, so we want to go slide that back wheel around. Oh, good start.
Pretty good start.
Really
Slide
taking off
it round,
there.
Rob.
There you
Slide
go.
it round.
Follow the
Put
arrow.
your knee down, Rob.
Hit that straight fast, Rob. Hit that straight fast.
Straight away! Straight away!
look at those.
That was pretty good.
Look at those thick legs go.
16 minutes.
17 seconds.
17 seconds.
The time to beat. All right, who's next?
I'm next.
Gooden's next.
I think I want to buy a bike now.
I started the line.
And
How do you do?
17 seconds.
You could do better. You could do better.
What? Hey. What was that, mate?
Hey.
You could do better.
all right, in
Hey,
3,
do me like
Okay,
that.
2,
tips.
1,
I want to give him
Don't
hope.
fall off.
Entertainment comes up.
You got this.
Oh, he's got his scooter.
She's in the butt.
He's
Around the cone,
scootering.
around the cone.
He's
In between the
scootering.
cones. Oh!
You can't do that.
Squeaking. Oh, it's got to
Does that
I'll
count?
tell you some rad
Does that count?
BMX bandits.
Stop. 7,
Well, it's honestly not fast.
18,
I was going to say it wasn't even faster.
No, he
Tied.
He fucked it up.
The
We have a
scootering did not help.
tie.
No, he had 17, no? Robert?
They both did. 17-17.
Okay.
There you go. I was trying to
Laura,
get a
you're,
little drama out there.
You see the line? That's where you call the starting line.
Chill out.
Let's go, Laura.
In 3, 2, 1, go!
Go, Seiko. Go, Seiko.
I think the pink shoes are cheating.
I wouldn't do that.
Go on, Laura.
Wrong foot.
This bike is
She
terrible.
looks terrified.
Can you do commentary in a cast? All right, here we go. Straight away. Here we go. 19 seconds. No brakes.
Oh, shit. No. Where's Laura?
Oh my God.
Is she okay? 911. Oh, there she is.
Laura won with distance. Behind the line, DC?
What?
Cheating.
That was 19 seconds.
Cheating.
17 seconds is the time to beat. Start behind the line.
It's
cheating.
Wait. I need my left foot to start.
Sorry. The brakes on this
my
don't
left
work,
foot needs to
FYI.
start. My left foot needs to be my starting
Vic,
foot.
did you want to show us how it's done?
All right.
As well after
All
this?
right, ready?
I'd love to
In
see how fast I can go.
Yeah.
2,
Yeah.
1, go!
Oh, I think you jumped the line there, but anyway.
Oh, I was going to say easy. He's not
Round
I think
two.
you got
Okay,
it.
each of you gone. Okay.
It's so wide.
That's a 5-second penalty for ignoring the obstacle course.
Wow, it's just a DQ.
Go as fast as you want there. It's not going to matter.
No brakes.
18.
That was not 18
Whitaker and
seconds.
Gooden tied for 17. We might have to do it head-to-head.
Ryan,
What?
show
Show
us
us
how
how
it's
it's
done.
done first.
I'm going to laugh so hard if I don't beat you.
Why did I get a penalty?
Wait, which was the front brakes? Those ones?
Why did I get a
They're
penalty?
inverted.
You gotta
Okay,
try
I got
that
17
left.
seconds. All right.
Why did I get a penalty?
You didn't get around the
camera? Can we get a camera on Ryan, please? Can we get a camera on Ryan? All right.
Go around.
3, 2, 1, go!
I don't know if the scooter maneuver was good. Oh, you were right about that.
It's slick.
Ooh, slippery. It's so slippery.
I think beat us. He's gonna beat us.
I think Whittaker's gonna beat us.
Nitro Circus 13, 14. Wow.
Oh, jeez.
I wasn't even that fast.
I can't believe that he won.
Give him the
Yeah,
belt.
right?
Give him the belt.
What are the odds?
Yeah, we do. Yes, we do.
Tiebreaker.
Right.
He won, man.
This is going to be like that game,
17-17.
Oh, I think I want that fight. That was the
Depends
first.
how hard you go.
He's storming off.
All right, same time, John.
Do you guys want to arm wrestle for who gets the inside track?
No, we can't do it at the same time. It's going to
There you can.
There you can.
No,
Same time.
no,
Come, mate.
Same time.
no, can't do that.
Come on, mate. It's all good. They're seeing
Oh, getting muscled around. In 3, 2, 1, go! Oh!
Danger.
Oh!
Go Rob.
Rob, you got it.
Go, you got the last inside. You got the last inside.
You got John.
This is
Get him,
Rob.
Rob's the champ.
Why did I get a penalty?
Rob won.
That 200 pounds of Rob Whittaker got it. That's what it was.
200 pounds.
Thank you for everybody. Thank you very much for our Willie coming down.
Easy.
Good
Too
luck
easy.
at SLS Sydney.
Rob, take your
Well done,
belt.
champ. Laura Sanko, good luck on the pay-per-view.
Thank you.
Robert Whittaker, good show. Good show.
Take your belt, Rob.
Well done. You've got to take the belt.
Take it. Take it.
There it is.
Oh my goodness.
It's back. Thank you, folks
It's
at home.
exhausting.
Get yourself the pay-per-view. ESPN/PPV. ESPN News for the prelims.
Should have done, yeah.
Check your local listings for timings.
Roll up to the
Hey, Rob, you feel like rugby league.
Well, at least you're happier now. DC, a lot of upset people in the house, huh?
Forget this shit, man.
Oh dear, always smiling. You didn't do so good on that flip-flop.
No, he didn't.
Oh, come on.
You redeemed yourself.
Crack on the bike, though.
Literally going home with a bike here. Sorry about that.
That's not mine. I think they really just bought them from somewhere like
Good go on the bike, John. That was good.
You kept going on the bike.
I couldn't stop.
Definitely really fast. That was great. That was great. Good work. Good Rob. Oh, I thought I'd get him on the turn there, but he did. He got the racing line on me. Nice work. Thank you very much for joining us. We'll see you next time.